Seshi ma'am, your microphone is on mute, ma'am.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Good evening to everyone present here. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the inaugural session of the ATAL Online Faculty Development Program on Cybersecurity Essentials and Digital Forensics, organized by the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Srinivasa Ramanujan Institute of Technology, Autonomous Anantapuramu. First and foremost, I would like to extend a heartfelt welcome to our esteemed chief guest, Professor B. Ishwara Reddy sir, Professor in CSC and Director Sponsored Research, JNT University, Anantapuramu, for graciously accepting our invitation and joining us today. Your presence is truly honor and an inspiration to all of us, sir. Thank you, sir. I also take this opportunity to welcome our principal, sir, Dr. G. Balakrishna Garu, Vice Principal, Dr. U. Srinivas, sir, Training and Placement Officer, Dr. M. Ranjit Reddy, sir, Director IQAC, Dr. Chaitanya Kishore, sir, Director of Research and Development, Dr. U. Raghubabu, sir, and heads of the various departments, my colleagues, distinguished speakers, and faculty participants, and the PG scholars who have joined us from various institutions across the country. As we all know, in today's world, cybersecurity and digital forensics are not just buzzwords, they are critical aspects of our daily lives in a digital era. The increasing dependency on this technology has made cybersecurity as an essential discipline to secure our sensitive information to prevent from the cyber threats. On the other hand, the digital forensics plays a vital role in analyzing and addressing the cyber crimes. Through this FDP, we aim to provide insights into fundamental and advanced concepts of cybersecurity and digital forensics and bridge the gap between academia and industry by exposing participants to real world challenges and solutions in these fields. Across the nation, more than 300 faculty members are registered for this faculty development program. As per the AICTE guidelines, we shortlisted 230 members. Among those, this FDP includes expert sessions, hands on workshops, and interactive discussions led by highly experienced professionals and academicians. I request every one of you actively participate in this faculty development program. Before I conclude, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to the AICT for providing this opportunity to organize this FDP. And also, I would like to express my gratitude to the management of SRIT for their continuous support and encouragement to organize the events of this type. And I also extend my sincere thanks to the faculty of SRIT, particularly the Department of CSC, for their continuous commitment and dedication in organizing this event. All the best to all the participants and have happy learning and productive learning. Thank you. Over to
Thank
Sunita,
you,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Now I request our HOD sir, Mr. P. Veeraprakash sir, to address the gathering. Sir. Prakash sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, madam. Thank you, madam. Madam, am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Good evening to one and all. Respected dignitaries, distinguished speakers, esteemed faculty members, and dear participants. It's given me an immense pleasure to welcome you all to this 6-day ATAL FDP online program that is on cyber security essentials and digital forensics, organized by the Department of CSC, SRIT, sponsored by AICTE Training and Learning Academy. The Department of Computer Science and Engineering was started in the year 2008 with an intake of 60 and increased to 120 in 2011, and currently the department is having intake capacity of 420. And I would like to give some vision and mission of our department. The vision is to evolve as a leading department by offering best comprehensive teaching and learning practices for students to be self-competent technocrats with professional ethics and social responsibilities, and mission statements like continuous enhancement of teaching learning practices to gain profound knowledge in theoretical and practical aspects of computer science applications, and administer training on emerging technologies and motivate the students to inculcate self-learning abilities, ethical values, and social consciousness to become competent professionals, and perpetual elevation of industry-institute interactions to facilitate the students to work on real-time problems to serve the needs of the society. I feel very happy to share that recently the department has successfully completed DST server project worth of 25 lakhs 20,000. We organized many FDPs, international conferences, and events to the students on latest technologies. The department is also proudly saying that nearly 107 students under CS system has been placed in TCS at various levels of packages for the academic year 24-25. And I would like to take this opportunity to extend my gratitude to the AICTE, ATAL Academy, and management of SRIT for their unwavering support and encouragement in organizing this FDP. I also thank our dedicated faculty members and coordinators for their tireless efforts in making this program a reality. I wish you all a fruitful and enriching experience over the course of this FDP, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. And over to you, Sunita ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for briefing the department activities. Now I welcome our principal, sir, Dr. G. Balakrishna, sir. Please address the gathering, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Today's chief guest, Professor B. Ishwari Garu, Professor of Computer Science Engineering in JNTU and Director Sponsor Research of JNTU University, Anantapur. Our beloved Training and Placement Officer, the convener of this program, Mr. P. Veeraprakash, FDP Coordinator, Dr. C. Shashikala Madam and Dr. G. Hemant Kumar Yadav, and other faculty participants and faculty participants from the other institutions. A very good evening to one and all. At the outset, I welcome all of you for this inaugural session of ATAL FDP, which is of 6 days on cybersecurity essentials and digital forensics. As mentioned by the convener of this, co-coordinator of this program, almost we have received 300 applications, 300 registrations all over India, and we have been shortlisted around 230 participants to be a part of this meeting. And it's been very happy that majority of the faculty members, they have been active here. Almost 100 plus active members are there here in the participation of this FDP. And I use this platform to sincerely thank our today's guest, B. Ishwari sir, for accepting our request to be a part of this inaugural session. And coming to this cybersecurity essentials and digital forensics, so the topic that has been chosen by our CSC department is very, what we call as unique one, because these days, these cybersecurity and other digital forensics are playing a vital role, and it is to be understood by each and every, what we call as user of any mobile or any devices. And at the same time, it has become very challenging for the computer science faculty members to upgrade their knowledge because the industry is going very rapidly and the technologies are going very, more changes have been happening in the industry regarding the computer science engineering. So therefore, I request all the faculty members who have been participants of this faculty development program to utilize this FDP and to understand and be active in the participation and be interactive with the resource persons so that you can learn something about this cyber security essentials and digital forensics, which will definitely makes us as a faculty member to deliver the sessions which are related to these concepts to our students. So I request all the faculty members be as active learners and active interactive with the resource person and learn something about these things. And I sincerely thank the AICTE for giving us this opportunity to conduct this 6-day faculty development program. And I appreciate the efforts of Computer Science Engineering Department for having this FDP. And I also sincerely thank our management, because without the support of management, we cannot conduct any faculty development programs like this. So I sincerely thank them because they are always with us, and they will encourage us to conduct these type of FDPs, which will make the faculty members more knowledgeable, so that our student community will receive best out of them. And I also sincerely thank all the resource persons, because it's really very hard to deliver the sessions and during the evening hours. That means daily the sessions are from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's tough because it's their private time. Even though it's their private time, they have accepted our invitation to deliver the sessions over this FDP. I sincerely thank them, and I sincerely thank the participants from the various institutions. Thank you. Happy learning at SRIT. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now I am very delighted to invite you, our chief guest of the inaugural ceremony of ATAL online FDP program, Cybersecurity Essentials and Digital Forensics, Professor B. Iswara Reddy Garu, Director, Sponsored Research, JNT University, Anantapuramu. Sir has been in various positions, and current he is in a Sponsored Research Director. Sir has served in various positions. Some of it I would like to brief out. Sir has been as a Director Admissions, Director Software Development Cell. Sir has been as a Coordinator MSIT program from 2013 to 15. Sir has been as a President Teachers Association JNTU as a Vice Principal. Sir has served as Principal JNTUA College of Engineering Kalikiri. Sir has been as a Secretary IEEE. Sir has served as a Chairman Board of Studies for various universities and autonomous colleges. Sir has various key roles and various positions, and some of it I have briefed out, and I would take the pleasure to read out some of his achievements. Sir has been a very successful head of the department in obtaining NBA to the department. He has completed first UGC major research project. Sir has started MTech uh, in the JNTUA, MTech with a specialization of artificial intelligence program in JNTUA. Sir has started the state-of-art laboratories in JNTUA Kalikiri. Sir has nearly published 136 research papers. So in this way, if we go on, Sir has various citations, a total of nearly 1,229 citations, and a H index of 18, nearly 18. Say this number in the year coming years. So we are very glad to have you here, and I please.
Yeah, thank you, Sunita. Yeah, your voice is not properly audible. Okay, fine. But I hope my voice is audible to all the participants.
Yes, sir, it is audible, sir.
Fine, fine. Yeah, yeah, fine. And
Sorry for the inconvenience,
yeah.
sir.
But I don't know, my camera is not working. But however, I can address all of you in the pleasant evening. Yeah, yeah. Good
Okay.
evening to all of you. I'm very much delighted and happy to be with you in this evening. Yeah, respected Principal Professor Balkrishna Garu and Vice Principal Dr. U. Srinivas Garu, then Training and Placement Officer Dr. Ranjit Reddy Garu, Convener and Head of the Department Dr. Veer Prakash Garu, and the most responsible persons for this event, coordinator Dr. Shashikala, and faculty members of this computer science department of SRIT, particularly my dear participants. I'm happy to note that this principal and the convener coordinators have given briefed about the uh, developments about the college and how they have how they come forward to conduct this ATAL FDP faculty development program, online faculty development program, which is cyber security essentials and digital forensics. Yeah, my dear participants, so we have gathered here on today to understand about the cyber security essentials and digital forensics. So if you go into the details, now the world is witnessing an unprecedented surge in cyber threats. Even if you see the newspapers every day and even daily, we are receiving the phone calls, and it is like an attempt to a kind of cyber threat, or the we are day to day we have been observing in our town and in the state level or in the national level or in the worldwide, because the rapid phase of digital transformation has created new vulnerabilities. Today we have been using the many new technologies, so same time we are prone for vulnerabilities, and there is a need for robust cyber security measures that are to be taken. We should understand the importance of this cyber security measures. This ATAL faculty development program on cyber security essentials and digital forensic is a timely initiative that aims to equip faculty members with the knowledge and skills required to address the emerging challenges and day-to-day problems in cybersecurity. This program will not only enhance the teaching capabilities of the participants, but also contribute to the development of a skilled workforce that can combat cyber threats effectively. As educators or as teachers, you play a vital role in shaping the minds of the future generations. Your participation in this program demonstrates your commitment to staying updated with the latest advancements in the cybersecurity and digital forensics. So throughout this 6-day online program, I hope you will have the opportunity to engage with the cyber security essential, like network security issues, password management issues, software updates, data encryption standards, and user awareness activities. Coming to digital forensics, you will be focusing on the incident response data, how to collect the data collection, and how to perform the analysis and reporting, and what are the tools that are required with respect to cyber security issues understanding. And with this awareness, you will, after the end of the workshop, you will have you will understand what are the best practices that are to be followed with respect to cyber security issues, and which will pave the future directions. Yeah, my dear participants, the government of India initiates such as the National Cyber Security Policy and the Digital India program, which have laid the foundation for a robust cyber security ecosystems. But the success of these initiatives depends on the collective efforts of academia, industry, and government. As you embark on this journey, I urge you to think beyond the confines of your institutions and consider the broader implications of cybersecurity on society. Your contributions to the field of cybersecurity and digital forensics have the potential to make a significant impact on the nation's cybersecurity posture. Yeah, in conclusion, I would like to express my appreciation to the organizers for their efforts in putting together this comprehensive program. I wish the participants all the best for the fruitful and engaging experience. Let us work together to create a safer and more secure digital world. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So, I take the pleasure of conveying my vote of thanks on behalf of management, staff, SRIT. So, our sincere thanks for our chief guest spending his time for inaugurating our FDP session, Professor B. Ishureddy, sir. Thank you, sir. Our sincere thanks for our principal, sir, Dr. G. Balakrishna, sir, and HOD, sir, for continuous support and encouraging throughout our program. And thanks to the FDP coordinators, Dr. C. Seskala ma'am and Dr. G. Hemant Kumar Yadav, sir, for the continuous work they have been coordinating for the past week. Thank you, sir. I request all the participants to please turn on your videos for a group photo. Please, all the participants, please turn on your videos for a group photo. The session will continue. I request all the participants to please turn on the videos. We shall have a group photo and start the session. The session will continue. Session 1 will be with Professor Shobha Bindu ma'am. She will join in few minutes. I request all please turn on the videos.
Thank you, Ishwareddy sir, for your motivational speech to the participants. We feel very honored to have you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Sashikala. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, shall I leave?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
మేడం
Thank you, Balakrishna sir.
థ్యాంక్ యూ మేడం. శోభాబింది మేడం వచ్చారా మేడం? ఇప్పుడు స్పీకర్ మేడం కదా, వచ్చారా మేడం?
No, sir. Madam will join in few minutes, sir.
Right, madam. Right, madam. Madam, with your permission, I will also take you, madam.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you very much for attending this session, sir.
Thank you, madam. All the best, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Madam,
Prakash sir. Veera Prakash sir. I request all the participants, please be in the session. Madam will join in 2 minutes. So before we start the session, I want to give some instructions to you. So for this ATAL FDP, the attendance, 80% of the attendance is mandatory. and you have to write the test at the end of the FDP. That is, on the 6th day, you have to write the test in the ATAL portal, as well as you have to give the feedback on this ATAL FDP. After the fulfillment of these constraints only, you will get the course completion certificate. So that's why everyone will be aware of all these instructions to start the sessions. I hope all of you understood these conditions to get the course completion certificate. Yes, sir. And I request every participant to please be in the session before 10 minutes we start the sessions, so that it will be very convenient to us to run the program very smoothly. So that is my sincere request. Please be in the session before 10 minutes in every day. Thank you, one and all.
You have dialed try later. దయచేసి the number ప్రస్తుతం బిజీగా
Yeah, good evening.
Madam, good evening, madam.
Yeah, good evening, Hemant sir.
Shish, madam.
So shall I start?
Madam, good evening, madam. Madam,
Good
1 minute,
evening.
madam. Sorry for the inconvenience, madam.
Okay,
1
no
minute,
issues.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Madam, good evening, madam. Madam, sorry for the technical issue, ma'am. We have some technical issue. That's why it is 2 minutes delay for you. Ma'am, I welcome you to the 6-day ATAL online FDP program, ma'am. So, dear participants, today we have the excellent resource person to deliver the session on cryptography in cyber security. So that is Professor C. Shobha Bindu ma'am. Currently, She is Director, Future Skill Development and Incubation Center, JNT University, Anantapuram. Madam is having vast experience in cryptography and network security. Ma'am is having more than 25 years of experience in teaching, as well as ma'am is also worked in the industry for 6 years. And today we are having, we feel very honored to have madam with us to deliver the lecture on these fundamentals of cryptography in cyber security. Thank you, ma'am, for having you with us. And definitely I will sure that the fundamentals what the madam is telling today is very useful to us. And everyone, please please be interactive with ma'am, and definitely it will be useful to know about this cyber security. uh, Thank you, ma'am. I welcome you to present the session today, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Now I hand over the session to Shobha Bindu, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you very much,
Ma'am.
Sashi, for giving me this opportunity to interact with all the people, all the learned people here. So maybe I'll be sharing some of my views on cybersecurity. So we'll start with an introduction to the cybersecurity, and then we'll look at what is the role of cryptography in cybersecurity, where we'll be looking at some of the case studies related to the use of cryptography in cybersecurity. So is my screen visible to you all?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So maybe every day you may be looking in the newspaper. There may be some sort of incident which specifies that there is some sort of theft, identity theft that has happened. So every day you have one other news specifying that there is some sort of cyber attack that has happened, or maybe a cyber crime that has happened. So when we look at the newspapers every day, we have this. So in the recent newspapers, when we look at which has been posted in the November 29, 2024, it says that the hackers has stolen around $17 million from Uganda Central Bank. And also the other news says that which is posted on December 4th, 2024, it says that India has faced 370 million malware attacks just in the year 2024, where they have mostly targeted on the healthcare and the hospitality, being the topmost one as the topmost targets. That is, the report says that it is on the healthcare and the hospitality that is being mostly attacked on. So what is that the attacker is going to get out of the data that is available related to the healthcare? There may be number of attacks that he can perform with that particular data. The identity theft, you can see every day it is happening, some other. You might have listened to some sort of attacks which has happened on the Uber, or they have collected the information related to all the customers who are taking care of this particular Uber, or whatever may be. So when you go for this all social engineering sites and all, you can see that lot of information is being going out, where the people are getting the information, personal information of others, and that they may make use of this for performing the cyber attacks. So lot of cyber attacks are happening, that too is happening. So the deep web and all those things have come into picture, where a lot of cyber crimes are being happening, which is going unnoticed. Some few are coming into the picture, but most of them are not being reported over there. So but we have lot of incidents that are being reported, and that you can see that the Economic Times, it says that India has faced 370 million malware attacks only in 2024. That shows how much significant the attackers are making use of this particular cyberspace to perform their attacks, and people are after these attacks in order to in order to get money from this. So that's the main intention with which most of the attacks are being happening. And there may be some attackers who just does it for fun. That also can happen. But on the whole, it is the individual, or it may be an organization that is the loser, loser because of these attacks that are happening. So when we have a look at some of the recent cyber attacks that has happened in because of this COVID-19 pandemic, which has come in 2019 and 2020, there were a lot of cyber crimes. You can see that the reports have said that the cyber crimes have grown up to 600% because of this COVID-19 pandemic. Can anyone say what is the reason for this? Can anyone respond? What is the reason for this increase in the cyber crimes because of this pandemic?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Because at that time we were at home and we were more using the apps and we were more into digital. That's why, and we were using our, if I say these Phone Pay and Google Pay were more active at that time because we have to do all the things with the digital payments and we were
Yes,
not even using anything.
yes,
That's
ma'am.
why I think the crimes were
Yes,
increasing.
yes. So there is an increased reliance on this digital services. Like maybe most of the people, they have started working from home, and even the classes have gone online. So most of the people are making use of these digital services. That had led to the increase in the number of cyber attacks that has happened. So the criminals have exploited these vulnerabilities for their financial gains, or maybe some sort of phishing attacks have happened, or some sort of ransom attacks, and there are a lot of data breaches that has happened during that particular pandemic period. And report says that India records 18% increase in the weekly cyber attacks in the first quarter of 2023. So these attacks involves like the ransomware, phishing, and any other methods which are aimed at compromising the security or the data of the individuals or the organizations. And when we look at some of the major crime incidents that has happened in India, so just before the G20 summit, uh, on September 8, 2023, the official websites of Delhi and Mumbai police were being hacked. Such sort of incidents, you know, can disrupt law enforcement operations also. And when we look at the other type of other attack, other crime incident that has happened, maybe you all are aware that India's premier medical institution like AIMS, it has suffered with a significant cyber attack where the healthcare institution is being targeted because they hold the sensitive information related to the patients, which can be exploited by these attackers to perform the identity theft, or it can be some sort of ransom attacks that can be performed over there. And in the past, there were a number of high profile data breaches that has happened in the past. So I'm just focusing on what are the things that has happened in India, and throughout the world there are a number of attacks that are happening. So when we look at the past incidents that has happened, Air India data breach has happened on in the month of May 2021, where the hackers have accessed the personal data of around 4.1 million passengers worldwide. And the stolen data, the data that has been stolen from this Air India data breach has included like the names of the travelers, the contact details, their passport numbers, and the credit card information. All these were being hacked by the attackers. And another incident like where a data of around 1,90,000 applicants for the CAT examination, that is common admission test, was being leaked on the dark web. So this breach has included the personal and the sensitive mm, details regarding all the aspirants of this CAT examination. And there is a data breach that has happened on in the month of April 2021, which was being performed on Domino's, where 1 million credit card records and around 180 million pizza orders information was being hacked by the attackers. So such sort of incidents, they highlight the vulnerabilities in most of the customer databases, and hence the consequences are being resulting for these businesses. And COVID test 19 results are also being leaked online. So all these are the incidents which underline the growing threats which are being posed by the cyber criminals, especially focusing in India. And this rapid increase in the attacks makes us just shows us that there is a strong need for security measures, both from the perspective of the individuals as well as from the organization. So when we look at these sort of attacks, so there are three things that we need to understand when we talk about these cyber attacks. One is you need to find a way in which you want to attack a particular, say for example, the database that is being maintained by a particular organization or something. When I want to perform an attack, I need to know what is the loophole so that I can enter into that particular database, or it may be our website or whatever it is. So I need to find out some sort of weakness that exists in a particular system. So that is what is a vulnerability. So a vulnerability is a weakness of any asset that makes a threat to be possible over there. That is, it is a weakness or a flaw that can be there in a system, or it may be in a software, or it can be in a network, so which can be exploited by a attacker, which can be exploited by a hacker or so. So some examples of these vulnerabilities include like unpatched software, poorly configured firewalls, maybe some sort of weak passwords that we are going to make use of, or some outdated operating system being used in your system. All these are the vulnerabilities which the attacker can take into consideration and perform some sort of malicious activity in your system. So the other term that is related here, related to this cyber attacks, is a threat. A threat is any possible incident which can harm the assets of a particular organization, or maybe the assets of an individual. That is, a threat is a potential danger, or it can be some sort of event which could exploit this vulnerability and may cause some harm to the individual or maybe to an organization. There are different types of threats that we have, like the internal threat, where the disgruntled employees within a particular organization can compromise the security of that particular system. That can be done either intentionally or maybe some sort of mishandling of the data. Intentionally they'll be performing that. That is the internal threats that can happen. Or it can be some sort of external threats also, like the malicious outsiders, like the cyber criminals, or it may be some sort of malware that has been introduced into the system, or some sort of natural calamities also, natural disasters also are some of the threats that can happen here. And maybe some sort of threats are can happen accidentally. That is, some sort of human errors, where some sort of misconfiguring a database and all can happen that is an accidental threat that is not being done intentionally. But whereas the internal threats, there may be some disgruntled employees who may perform the attacks, who may cause some danger to the system intentionally. Those are the internal threats. And the other term related to this is a attack. We can say that this is the action of this threat. So in the threat, we say that there is a possibility of exploiting this particular vulnerability, and that they can perform an attack. Attack is the actual action that has happened, that will be happening. So the reality of this threat is nothing but the attack. An action that exploits a vulnerability or endorses that particular threat, we call it as an attack. So an action which is taken by the threat attacker to exploit a vulnerability, and that causes some harm or some sort of disruption to the system, is what we call it as a attack. There are different types of attacks, cyber attacks, that are possible, like a phishing attacks, where an attacker will be sending some sort of deceptive emails in order to, with an intention to steal some sensitive data from the authorized users. And the attack may be of like a ransomware attack, where the attacker will be encrypting the data belonging to other users, and that he may demand for the ransom for decryption. And maybe a DDoS attack, where overloading a network in order to disrupt the services, that is some sort of DDoS attacks, where several nodes get compromised, several nodes try to perform an attack on a particular server. If that is the case, all these nodes simply try to send some dummy packets to that particular server, overburdening that particular server, and hence the server will not be able to provide services to the actual authorized users. Such sort of attack is a DDoS attack. Or maybe some sort of SQL injection attack, where you are going to exploit the database vulnerabilities so as to access the data. All these are the examples of some sort of attacks that we are going to have. So when we look at the relationship between these three, vulnerability, threat, and an attack, so vulnerability, they exist as a flaw or a weakness within a system, and that can be exploited by a threat, that is a potential risk which identifies and targets this particular vulnerability, is nothing but a threat. And the actual exploitation and the vulnerability by this threat is what we call it as a attack. So hope these three terms are clear to you all.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, so from the attacker's perspective, what are the phases when he wants to perform a particular attack? What are all the steps, or what are all the phases that are being involved in performing a attack? So we'll look at what are the phases that we have. So Lockheed Martin's cyber kill chain is what it specifies. These are all the various phases. So this is a framework which is used in cybersecurity, so as to understand the steps the attacker follows to penetrate into the system. Thereby he executes the objectives with which he is performing this particular attack, and achieve persistence by performing this particular attack. So the first step that is involved is the reconnaissance. So here the attacker will be gathering the information about the target, like maybe he wants to perform an attack over a system. He'll be getting the information regarding that particular system, who are all the users of that particular system, or what are all the vulnerabilities and the defenses that are being implemented in that particular system. That is, he performs some sort of research on the potential targets, wherein he determines what are all the vulnerabilities that exist on that particular system which he wants to avoid at. and explore all the potential vulnerabilities or the potential entry points so that he can perform an attack on a particular system. So the techniques that you can make use of for this reconnaissance is like maybe some sort of passive scanning, where the attacker will be looking at all the information which is being publicly available, like the social media and all. Or it can be some sort of port scanning or the network scan that can happen, where he'll be going for active probing of the nodes within a network. Like he can make use of the tools like nmap, so that he can scan the organization's network for all the open ports and all. So that is the way in which he is going to gather the information about the target. Once he gathers the information about the potential vulnerabilities within that particular system, the next step or the next phase that is involved is the weaponization, where the attacker creates a malicious payload, that is some sort of malware, or it can be some sort of virus or a worm that can exploit this particular vulnerability that he has identified during the first phase, that is the reconnaissance phase. So some techniques that he can make use of for weaponizing this is crafting some sort of phishing emails with some sort of malicious attachments, or developing some malware, or using some of the existing tools like the ransomware or something else like this. And then that is the weapon that he'll be making use of, so that he can perform an attack on this. So the next step, once he finds out once he creates this weapon, then the next step that is involved is delivery. So where the attacker delivers this particular malicious payload to the target, like say for example, the phishing email that he has created has to be sent to that particular individual, or it may be to that particular organization, or maybe in the form of USB drives also that can be taken, or some other physical methods via which you can carry this particular malicious program that has been written to exploit that particular system. So exploiting the vulnerabilities in the websites or some sort of applications can also be used for delivering these attacks. So the attackers will deliver the attack vector through some sort of medium. That medium can be either the phishing emails, or it can be by hacking into the target system, or through the network they can transmit this particular weapon that they have created. That is the next step. And the next step is exploitation, where the malicious payload exploits a vulnerability on the targeted system. Like by breaching the perimeter, attackers now have the opportunity to further exploit the target systems, wherein he'll be installing some tools, or he may be running some scripts on that particular system, or modifying certain security certificates. All this can be performed. Like he can make use of the techniques like the buffer overflow attacks, or the SQL injection attacks, or exploiting some sort of unpatched software vulnerabilities. All this can be done so that he performs he exploits this particular vulnerability on the target system. So the next step after this exploitation is the installation, where the attacker installs a persistent backdoor or other malicious tool onto the target system. That is immediate. That is the installation phase. In the installation phase, the attack vector which is is installed on the target machine will be installed on the target machine. And once that is being done, so this is being now in the installation phase, this malware is being deployed, and that connects to a command and control server. And during the next phase, that is command and control, so during this particular phase, the attacker uses this already installed attack vector which is being installed on the system. He controls the device, or he identifies remotely within that particular target network. That is, the attacker establishes a communication channel with the compromised system, so that he can control it from a remote system. So the techniques that he can make use of over here are some sort of encrypted communication so as to avoid the detection of this, or he may leverage some of the DNS or HTTP for communication here. So here a compromised machine will be communicating with an external server to receive further commands. So once the commands come from that, then all the control will be done over here on the remote machine. And the last step, the last phase that we have in this Martin's cyber kill chain is actions and objectives, where the attacker takes the final step um, to carry out the objectives with which he has made this particular attack. Whether it may be a data theft, or it can be some sort of destruction that can be caused to that particular system, or maybe some sort of encryption of the data that is to be done on that particular system for performing a ransomware attack, or maybe some sort of filtration that he can perform on that particular system. So these are all the various phases that are being involved while you are performing a particular while the attacker is performing a particular attack. So organizations are the individuals, they have to understand the skill chain. So understanding of this skill chain will definitely help the organizations or the individuals anticipate what are the attacks that can happen, and that they can adapt some of the defensive mechanisms at each and every phase. They can perform some sort of monitoring on the networks, and monitoring the network, that is performing the network scans, and suspicious activities can be identified over there, or they can make use of some sort of email filters, and anti-phishing training can be given to the employees within an organization, or keep the systems always patched, that is always up to date, and make use of some intrusion detection mechanisms, or whatever traffic that is going out or incoming traffic can be effectively monitored by implementing the firewalls intact. So all these are the countermeasures that can be taken once we understand, once the organization or the individual understand what are the phases that what are the phases that an attacker makes use of, so that he can perform this attacks. So these are all the various phases that we have. So this is from the attacker's perspective that we have looked at. So now you need to defend these attacks. To defend these attacks, we said that we have to have some defensive mechanisms or the measures to be adapted. So till this, is it clear to you all? Are there any doubts in this?
It's clear.
Okay, shall I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now we talk about, that is from the attacker's perspective. So in order to defend all these attacks, we need to have the security mechanisms in place. So when we talk about the security, it is we have the broader term known as the information security, which is a technique which comprises all the techniques to keep all kinds of information safe. The information may not be digital information, that is the information that is being stored on a computer. Rather, it can be some information which can be included on the paper, which can be written on a paper, keeping the secrets, and making sure only the right persons should be able to see that particular information is what we talk about when you go for information security. And when you talk about the cyber security, this is a subset of the information security, where we are going to keep the computer systems and the network safe from bad people, like the attackers who try to break in or cause some sort of harm uh, harm to the data pertaining to an organization or an individual, and that they will be performed online. The attacks will be performed online. So we talk about cyber security. So cyber security, as we can define it as a practice of protecting the systems, networks, and the programs from the digital attacks. So cyber security is usually aimed at like accessing, changing, or destroying the sensitive information, where the attackers will be extorting the money from the uh, users, or they may be interrupting the normal business processes. So these attacks, as we said, they can range from like unauthorized access, data access, to some sort of destruction that can be caused on the critical infrastructure. So the goal of this cyber security is to prevent such sort of malicious attacks, which could cause harm, especially to the integrity, confidentiality, and availability of the data and the system. So when we look at the attacks that are happening, as we said, maybe the data, maybe the accessing of the sensitive information related to the maybe the personal information, or it can be some sort of financial records, or some sort of intellectual property, or the government secrets, is often the target of most of the attackers. So as we have seen lot of examples where the data breaches are happening, where the attackers have stolen personal information for identity theft, or for performing some sort of ransomware attacks, or they'll be performing this ransomware attacks especially for extorting the money from the users. And there can be some sort of scams like the phishing scams, or which may lead to some sort of financial loss for the victims, or it can be interrupting the normal business processes, where the attackers may launch some of the attacks that disrupt the functioning of a particular organization. Like they may include what we have discussed earlier, like the DDoS attacks, where they'll be overwhelming a particular system of a particular organization, so that the service may not be provided to the actual authorized users, or they may introduce some sort of malware, which can lead to some sort of downtime in a organization, in the organization servers, and that they may cause some sort of potential revenue loss for that particular organization. So there are number of challenges in the cyber security today, wherein the implementing this effective cyber security measures is increasingly difficult because of the several factors that arise nowadays, wherein um, you can see that there are number of systems that are getting connected to the network rather than the number of people. There are more number of devices that are getting connected to the network, especially because of this disruptive technologies like the IoT, artificial intelligence, etc. Lot of devices are being getting connected to the network nowadays, getting connected to the network nowadays, especially the IoT devices are specifically they are vulnerable, and they can create an expandable attack surfaces for the hackers to exploit. And thereby the complexity of the securing this network is also getting increased because of number of devices that are getting connected to the network. And the cyber criminals also, they are very intelligent, and they are constantly coming up with some sort of tactics, making use of more sophisticated malware, or the phishing schemes, or some sort of zero-day exploits so as to bypass this traditional security defenses that we are making use of. And there are some new attack vectors that are coming in, such as like AI driven attacks and the social engineering techniques. They made it more challenging for cybersecurity teams to detect and prevent these sort of breaches that are happening. And most of the people are not having enough knowledge or enough awareness on these cyber attacks that are happening. And hence there is a need wherein the attackers wherein the users of the system have to be aware of the cyber attacks that are happening and what sort of cyber security measures that they have to take. So there is a need for training the people, and hence the AICTE is also coming up with some sort of initiatives where they have conducted a 1 week awareness campaign on this cyber security uh, to all the people in most of the institutions. So there is a tremendous need wherein this cyber security awareness has to spread across in the society so that number of people may not fall prey to these cyber attackers. So the cyber attacks are day by day increasing, are becoming increasingly sophisticated. Mostly they are targeting the sensitive information and extorting money and disrupting the business operations. So the organizations, they have to adapt some sort of multi-layered security approaches, which may include some sort of encryption to be done, or some sort of access control mechanisms, monitoring the network, and especially focusing on training the employees so that they can effectively combat these growing threats. Um, so that is the importance of awareness of this cybersecurity among all the individuals, among all the citizens of our country. And now, why is it that the cybersecurity is becoming so important? As we said, there are a number of people who are getting uh, who are uh, who are being attacked by these cyber attacks. Like most of the people's personal information is being taken into is being going into the hands of attackers. That is lot the identity theft is happening, where the cyber criminals are stealing the information, personal information related to, like the credit card details, or it may be the Aadhaar numbers, or the passport numbers, or driving license numbers. All these are being taken, are being stolen by the attackers. And these individuals may suffer with some sort of financial damage because of this stolen details, like maybe the credit card details. If they are being stolen, they may be used by the attackers for performing their fraudulent activities. So there is an impact, lot of impact on these cyber attacks on the individuals, and hence cyber security has to come into picture, where it is growing. There is a lot of increasing demand for this cyber security, and also the dependence on the critical infrastructure. Like the other day, one of the person uh, from energy sector was saying there is some sort of the electrical power generator centers, where they have lot of smart grids that are available. These attackers are trying to evade at that smart grids and trying to perform some sort of illegal activity on that, and that may cause some of that may lead to some blackouts in blackouts in that particular grids, and that may affect millions, and disrupting other sectors which are reliant on this particular power. And maybe in the healthcare also we can see that a lot of patient details are being stolen, and the attacks like ransomware can be performed on these compromised medical records, and even that may endanger the lives of the peoples or people also. In the financial sector also, the secure systems are essential for protecting the transactions. So there is a need for preventing the fraud and that ensuring the economic stability. And even in the transportation system also, the cybersecurity has to ensure some smooth operation, like where we have seen some sort of attack that has been performed on the Air India data breach has happened, where they have got the details of all the passengers and all. So a lot of data is being stolen up, and that you are depending mostly on the critical infrastructure which has to be protected, and hence the cyber security is very much important here. And there is an importance of organizational security also, where it involves some sort of economic stability, where the businesses may suffer with some sort of financial losses because of this data theft or the fraud that can happen, or some sort of operational downtime that may arise because of these attacks that are happening, or it may prevent the theft of some sort of proprietary information and some trade secrets, which can be a target for a attacker. So and there is a need for securing the organizational information also, and protection of this digital transformation. So as we know that as most of the companies are now going towards digital technologies, are making use of the digital technologies, are like the IoT devices, or remote work security, all these. So most of the data are now not being stored on the servers which are belonging to a particular organization. Rather, a small to mid range organizations, they are storing all the data in the cloud. So there is a need for protecting all this information which is being stored on this critical infrastructure. And global threat landscape, in the sense like excuse me, the cyber criminals make use of these sophisticated techniques, requiring some sort of updates on the defense also. Maybe some sort of critical infrastructure and the businesses are being targeted by these attackers, which are linked to some sort of geopolitical conflicts also that may arise. And the other aspect is the legal and regulatory compliance. Many industries have to comply with the cybersecurity laws and the standards. Maybe for the healthcare, when we look at like HIPAA is one, like Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, which is an act which protects the healthcare information which is being adapted in the US. So there are a number of legal and regulatory compliances that uh, has to be followed by many industries. So for all this, we find that the cybersecurity is very much essential, and it is of very much need of the day. And what is the cybersecurity all about? So, having looked at what are all the various cyber attacks that can happen, and giving a gist of like what actually is a cyber security. So, why is it important? Now, what is it all about? Who are all the one that are being involved? What are the things that are being involved in the cybersecurity? So the first thing that we need to look at is from the perspective of the users or the people. So people or the users have to understand and comply with the basic say data security principles, when they are choosing the strong passwords, where the users must create strong unique passwords for each account, so that they can prevent some sort of unauthorized access. There may be some guidelines that we need to follow while you are choosing your passwords. That may include you have to include an uppercase letter, a lowercase letter, a number, and a special character, and that the size of your password should not be less than 8 characters, and that your password when you are choosing should not be should not be a guessable passwords. So all these are the things that the user has to keep in mind while he is choosing the password. So the first the major weakness in the chain of this cybersecurity is the user himself. So you need to make the user or the people aware of these cyber attacks, and then we need to educate them on how we can defend these sort of attacks. Like, one is educating them on choosing the passwords, because every application that we have nowadays are going with some sort of authentication mechanism. Maybe a two-factor authentication is also being included by most of the organizations. So they have to be aware, the users have to be aware on how they have to choose their passwords. So they have to choose the strong passwords, and also these users have to be aware of the email attachments and the links via which most of because of these phishing emails that we are going to get, that may cause the malware to enter into your system. So users have to be made aware of all these sort of phishing attacks that can happen, and they have to identify these sort of phishing sites, and also they need to be aware when they are clicking the attachments that are coming up along with the emails. And also they have to have the idea that they need to regularly back up, so that in case of any cyber attack that can happen, they can recover the important files without having to pay. If at all the ransom attacks has happened, they need not have to pay for that. So they need to have regular backups of the information. So this has to be inculcated into all the users who are making use of this cyberspace. So once all the users are being trained, the number of attacks or the cyber crimes that are happening may come down, once the users are being given training on all these sort of things. So that is one aspect of cyber security. So the other aspect is the processes. These cyber security processes, they focus on especially defining and enforcing the protocols for preventing, detecting, and responding to these cyber threats. That is, the organizations, they must have a framework to effectively handle both the attempted as well as the successful attacks also. So this may include something like the incident response framework, where a clear and a structured approach is required, so that they can quickly respond to the cyber incidents that has happened. Or it includes detecting the attack and then analyzing the impact of that attack, containing the threat, and what is the mitigating damage that has happened. So effective communication and coordination among the team is crucial when an incident has happened. So that should be taken care of by the organizations. And there are certain security frameworks that the organization has to adapt. So we'll look at these security frameworks in the upcoming slide. And so a well respected framework has to be designed that can guide and explain the organization or an individual how these attacks can be identified and how you can protect from that. So all this has to happen. So there should be a process which these organizations or the individuals has to take care of, so that they can come out of these attacks, or if at all the attack has happened, they have to incidentally report this particular one. And the other aspect of the cybersecurity is the technology, which is essential for implementing these cybersecurity measures and protecting the organization and the individuals from these sort of threats that has happened. So the entities that can protect against these threats, there are mainly three entities that must be protected, like the endpoint devices, like the computers, are the smart devices, and the routers, the network, and maybe the cloud on which you are going to store the information. All this has to be protected over here. And the common technology that is being used to protect these entities, they include some sort of firewalls that can be used over there, or some sort of DNS filtering can be applied, or it can be some sort of malicious protection, and the antivirus software that has to be in place, and some sort of email security solutions. So on the whole, we can say that effective cyber security uh, is a combination of the people, processes, and the technology. So user need to be educated, and he has to be vigilant about the cyber security practices. And the organizations have to come up with a structured framework so as to manage the security and the technology that is being provided, that provides us with the necessary tools so that we can protect the systems and the data. So by integrating all these three key elements, an organization can be able to build a comprehensive security strategy that can effectively defend against the um, evolving cyber threats. So these are the three key elements that are being involved when we talk about the cyber security: the people and the processes that we are going to adapt so that we can defend these attacks, and the technology that is being adapted so that you can perform the security measures. So these are the three key aspects when we talk about the cyber security. So till now, any queries?
No,
Is
madam.
it all clear?
Ma'am, Shweta ma'am, any queries, ma'am?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Swarna ma'am, you have raised, ma'am, any queries? Ma'am, please continue, ma'am.
Okay, ma, thank you. So here, when we look at the cyber security framework, so then a number of, as we said, a framework is essential for an organization, so that it provides us with a set of guidelines, the best practices, and the standards, so as to manage this cybersecurity risks. So the main purpose of this cybersecurity framework is to protect the systems, the network, and the data. So there are different security frameworks that do exist, like NIST has come up with this cyber security framework, or there is another standard like ISO IEC 27001, which is a international standard for information security management systems, or it is a the other standard is a COBIT, which is a framework for managing this IT governance and the cyber security. Or it can be like CIS controls, where we have the practical guidelines for implementing the security measures. So as we all know, this NIST is a standard organization, National Security Standard, National Institute of Security, National Institute of Security, National Institute for Security and uh, the US Department of Commerce, where it provides us with the measurement science standards and the technology so as to improve the quality of life. So this NIST provides us with some sort of important computer guidance, it has been terms like identify, protect, then detect, respond, and recover. So the first step involved is identify, where in this we need to identify the we need to have an overall risk management approach, wherein you need to understand what are the critical what is the critical infrastructure that we have, the business environment, the governance model, and the supply chain. All these have to be clearly understood by the uh, the next one is next step involved is the protection, where protection helps us to put some sort of important defensive controls in place based on our critical assets, maybe risk tolerance and other input from the from what we have identified, from the identified functions. And the next step is where you need to detect the functions, functions that you have spotted and there are some anomalies that has happened, or you can investigate on the events, or you have to continuously monitor and detect what are all the processes which are leading to some sort of cyber attacks that may happen. And then you need to respond on this, where we need to make a fast action so that this response will help the right action to be taken immediately through some sort of a response, incident response planning, analyzing the incident, and then mitigation, communication, and some sort of improvements over, so that we can come out of this sort of detection, intrusion detection that might happen. And the last step in this is to recover. So maybe once the attack has happened and you have stopped that particular attack, you need to get back to normal. So you need to have some sort of recovery functions which help us to restore the previous operation. So through some sort of recovery planning and the continuous involvement and the communication. So what are all the benefits that we are going to get from this cybersecurity framework? So one thing is definitely it enhances the resilience of this cyber threats, and also it provides us with a structured approach for risk management, and also it improves the compliance with some sort of regulatory requirements, and also it builds the trust among the stakeholders and the customers. So this is about the cybersecurity framework which is being given by NIST, and there are other frameworks also, but widely adapted one among the organizations is the NIST framework. So there are different types of elements that are there when we talk about the cyber security. The main elements which encompasses this cyber security are the information security, where it protects the sensitive information from unauthorized access, the disclosure of the information, or some sort of modifications being done to the data, or some sort of destruction of the data. So the key objectives of this information security is like the CIA triad that we'll be talking about in when we talk about the security, like the confidentiality, integrity, and availability. The next element is the network security, where it protects the infrastructure, the protocols, and the data flow within a network from the threats like hacking and eavesdropping. So maybe you have a separate session on this network security. There, they'll be discussing on what are all the things that we'll be talking about in when you go for securing your network and the data that is being transmitted over the network. So there we'll talk about that in the later sessions. And the other element of this cybersecurity is application security, where it secures the applications against the vulnerabilities throughout the life cycle of a particular of an application. And the other element is a rapid recovery of the IT systems and the data after there is a disaster. Maybe the disaster may be either a natural calamity or it can be a man-made calamity also. And it also focuses on the essential business operations during a particular incident or after an incident has happened, how you're going to plan so that you come out of this particular disaster that has happened. So the other element of the cybersecurity is the operational security, where you need to protect the daily operations by managing how the data, how you are going to access the data, store the data, and the transmitting the data. So there it involves some sort of access controls that has to be placed, that has to be in force, where you have some sort of role based access or the rule based access that you need to take care of for accessing the data, or some sort of data handling policies which are essential, like the guidelines for managing the sensitive data. And if at all the incident has happened, then we need to have a incident response plan. All these have to be in place so that we can make the system operational. And as we said, the end user education is very critical when you go for this cyber security, where we can mitigate the risks by educating the end users, which is security chain security, wherein we should have this measures to safeguard the databases against the unauthorized access or some sort of data breaches or some sort of corruption done to the database. So the key techniques that we can make use of for this database security are we can go for some sort of encryption so that the data may not go into hands of an attacker, even if there is an attack that can happen, or some sort of access control mechanisms, or the database activity monitoring, where it keeps track of the database for anomalies, and the threats that are being mitigated, the threats that can be mitigated, like you can mitigate the threats that can happen once you have this database security in force, like maybe as we said, the internal threats or some sort of SQL attacks that can that you can overcome by making use once you have the secure database security in place. So the other one is a web security. Other one is the web security that we have, where in case of this web security, you need to protect your organization websites or some sort of web applications has to be protected over there, where you can make use of the techniques like SSL or the TLS for protecting your data that is being communicated between the web browser and the web server, or The other cyber security element is the biometric security, which enhances the authentication system by making use of this biological traits, like it can be a fingerprint, or it can be some sort of facial recognition, or some sort of iris scans, or maybe some voice pattern analysis also can be used as a biometric authentication, which can be taken as a second factor in addition to what we know, like the passwords can be taken as a first factor here. So that also is an element, is a part of your cyber security. So the other element, and mostly to detect these cyber crimes, the most important one is the cyber forensics, where you're going to investigate the cyber incidents that happen, so that we can discover we can uncover the evidences, and you can analyze them, so that it gives us a path wherein you can find out how the cyber attack has happened and who are the people who are being involved in this particular cyber attack. So maybe you have a number of sessions, you have sessions in the future on this cyber forensics also. And the other element, and the important element here, is the cryptography. So where you're going to render this data which you're going to communicate, or the data which is being stored on your system, into an unreadable format, so that even if the hacker gets access to this information, he'll not be able to get the actual information. That is what is a is a cryptography all about. So cryptography, as we said, it is a technique of securing the information by transforming this information, a readable information, into an unreadable format, or into a secure format, which we call it as a ciphertext. So there is a lot of history for this cryptography, right from the Caesar cipher to the ancient, to the modern cryptographic algorithms. So there is a lot of research that has a lot of literature that is available on this cryptography. Now, what is the connection of this cryptography with that of the cyber security? Cyber cryptography, we can say that it is a backbone for the cyber security, where it ensures the security of the data. Maybe the data is stored, that is, the data is at rest on a particular system, that is storage of the data, or it is when you want to access the data, you are going to provide some sort of cryptographic technique, so that we can allow the access to only the authorized users. Or during the data that is being transmitted over the network, also you can provide some sort of security by making use of this cryptography. So that is the relation between the cyber security and the cryptography. So why this cryptography is very much important when you go for the cyber security? So where we need to provide, as we said, when we talk about the information security, there are three terms that are very much important. One is confidentiality, integrity, and authentication. These are the three terms that are very much important for securing your information. So protecting confidentiality, wherein you or it can be the information related to particular organization, that has to be kept secret, and only the authorized user should be able to access that information, and that is what confidentiality is about. And the other one is maintaining the data integrity, where you're going to prevent the unauthorized modifications being done to the data. So that is ensuring that whatever data that you are transmitting, or maybe that you have stored on a particular system, is intact, that is without any sort of modification. That is what integrity is all about. And when you want to access this particular data, are you a user who is authorized to access this information or not? Are you a valid user to access this information or not? That is what is ensured by making use of this authentication, where the identity of a user will be validated, and you can have the access to that particular data or to that particular system once the user is authenticated. So there is a difference between authentication and authorization. Authentication is where a particular user is going to be identified as if he is so and so user, and once he get access to the particular system, whether he has that sort of access on that particular data or not, that will be ensured by making use of this authorization. That is, say for example, you have lot of files that are being stored on a particular system. So I want, once I'm an authenticated user of that particular system, I'll be able to enter into the system by providing my credentials. Once I enter into that particular system, I'm an authorized user for that particular, I'm an authenticated user for that particular system. And there may be several files that may be residing on that particular system which are created by various users. Whether this particular user will be able to access that particular file or not, whether he has that access or not, that will be decided based on the privileges that are being given to that particular user. That is what is called as a authorization. Whether you are authorized to make use of that particular resource or not, that you are going to specify. He may be an authenticated on that user on that particular system, but he may not have all the access rights on that particular, on the data, that is on the resources on in that particular system. So the resources, whether he'll be able to access that or not, will be decided based on the authorization. And this authentication, it specifies whether he is a valid user, he is being identified as a valid user for that particular system or not. So when we say that the cyber security, when we connect it with the cryptography, we are going to ensure that there is a secure communication between the two end users by making use of these cryptographic techniques, where they can ensure the confidentiality, integrity, and the authentication of the data. So the objectives of this cryptography, when we talk about the cybersecurity, is to provide confidentiality to the data, wherein you're going to hide the information from the unauthorized user. Maybe the integrity, where you're going to see that only the authorized users will be modifying the data, and that it prevents or detects any data tampering that has been done by an unauthorized user. And the other objective is the authentication, as we said, where you need to confirm the identity of the communicating parties. And in addition to this, the other objective is the non-repudiation, where you need to ensure the action which cannot be denied. So you have performed a particular action, and later if you deny that action that is being done by you, then the other party should be able to prove that this action has been done by so and so user on so and so time. That has to be ensured. That is what is a non-repudiation. So these are all the various objectives of cryptography when we talk about the cyber security. So when we talk about this cryptography, there are some key cryptographic techniques that are being used so that it provides the objectives like the confidentiality, integrity, authentication, and the non-repudiation. In order to ensure all this, we have some cryptographic algorithms or the cryptographic techniques that we have to make use of. Like we go with some sort of encryption, like the encryption can be either symmetric encryption or it can be asymmetric encryption. And we have the other technique like the hashing. And making use of this hashing and the encryption, you are going to come up with some sort of digital signature where you can prove the authentication, and non-repudiation services can be ensured by making use of these digital signatures, which in turn make use of some encryption algorithm and the hashing techniques. And we require some sort of key exchange to be taken, where we'll be looking at what is the essence of this particular key, and what is that is required for exchanging the key. So as we said, there are two different three different types of cryptographic algorithms. One is a symmetric key cryptography, other one is asymmetric key cryptography, and the other one is the hash functions. Making use of this, you can ensure confidentiality, integrity, authentication, and non-repudiation services. So coming to the first one, that is symmetric key cryptography, where we are going to render your actual message into an unreadable format by making use of a technique known as encryption, where it makes use of some secret information, and the same secret information is used by the other end so that he can perform the decryption at the receiving end. That is, you're going to make use of a single key for both the encryption as well as the decryption. That is what is symmetric key cryptography is about. Example for this symmetric key cryptographic algorithms are the DES algorithm, AES algorithm. DES is the data encryption standard. AES are the advanced encryption standard. We do have other algorithms like the ghost algorithm, blowfish algorithm. Number of algorithms are there which are comes under the symmetric key cryptographic algorithms, and the other one is a asymmetric key cryptographic algorithm, wherein you're going to make use of two keys. One is a public key which will be in the public domain, and the other one is a private key which will be known only to that particular user. So the public key and the private keys are being used for encryption and the decryption. When one key is used for encryption, the corresponding key has to be used for performing the decryption. So some of the algorithms like the RSA algorithm, Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm, or it can be a elliptic curve cryptographic algorithms. All these are the asymmetric key cryptographic algorithms. So the other cryptographic technique that we make use of in addition to this cryptographic algorithms are like the hash functions. This is a one-way function that we have, wherein it renders a fixed size value output for any size input that we are going to give here. So that is the example for that hash function is a SHA algorithm, or RIPE-MD is another algorithm that is there, or we have message digest 4-5 algorithms. So there are a number of algorithms that we have for this hash functions. Out of that, the standardized one is a SHA algorithm, secure hash algorithm that we have. So when we look at the symmetric key cryptography, we can say that at the sender's end, the text that is to be transmitted to the other end has to be protected from unauthorized access. So you're going to perform an encryption where it leads to an unreadable text by performing this encryption. So the plain text is converted into an unreadable text, which we call it as a ciphertext, by making use of some secret information, and the same secret information is being used by the receiver to perform the decryption. So this is a inverse process of the encryption that is going to happen, so that the ciphertext leads to the plain text, so at the receiving end, and that process is what we call it as a decryption. So in this, we are going to make use of the same secret key for both encryption as well as the decryption. So the main characteristic of this symmetric key cryptographic algorithm is that it is fast, and hence it is efficient for encrypting the large data over here. But the requirement here is you need this particular shared key to be shared between the sender and the receiver, and that has to be done securely here. So that is the requirement for this particular symmetric key cryptographic algorithms. And there are a number of symmetric key cryptographic algorithms, as I mentioned, like the AES algorithm, DES algorithm, RC2, RC4, RC5, blowfish, ghost, and it goes on like this, Lucifer, etc. There are different algorithms that we have. Among this, there can be some sort of block encryption algorithms, or it can be a stream cipher that we can have. So RC4 is a stream cipher, but whereas the others like the AES, DES are all the block cipher algorithms that we have. And the application of the symmetric key cryptography is like we make use of this for encrypting your files and the databases. Maybe we have a number of sessions in the in this FDP, where they'll be focusing mostly on the symmetric cryptographic algorithms. But on the whole, I just want to mention here that in this cryptographic algorithm, symmetric cryptography, we are going to make use of the same secret information for both the encryption as well as the decryption. So the other cryptographic technique that we have is asymmetric cryptography, where we'll be making use of a pair of keys. So one is a public key and the other one is a private key. Public key and private key can be used for both encryption as well as the decryption, but if one is used for encryption, the other has to be used for the decryption. Here, every user will be having his own public key, private key pair, and this is more secure than that of the symmetric encryption, and that you can make use of this asymmetric key cryptographic algorithms, especially for distributing the key, symmetric key that is to be shared between the two communicating parties when you are going to make use of the symmetric key cryptographic algorithms. Why? Because this asymmetric key cryptographic algorithm is slower when compared to that of the symmetric key cryptographic algorithm, and hence for encrypting the data, generally we go with symmetric key cryptography, and for key exchange to happen securely, we can make use of this asymmetric key cryptographic algorithms, as this is slower when compared to that of the symmetric key cryptographic algorithms. So the examples for this asymmetric key cryptographic algorithms are RSA algorithm, Rivesh, Shamir, Adelman, against the authors who has given this particular algorithms, or it can be elliptic cryptography or a Duffy-Hellman key exchange algorithm, or these other asymmetric key cryptographic algorithms that we have. So where the applications of this asymmetric key cryptographic algorithm is like we can make use of this for encrypting the data also, but generally we won't prefer asymmetric key cryptographic algorithms for data encryption, as these are very slow when compared to that of the symmetric key cryptographic algorithm. So we can make use of this asymmetric cryptographic algorithms for encrypting the session keys, and for the digital signatures we can make use of this asymmetric key cryptographic algorithms. And for in the SSL or the TLS protocols, we are making use of this asymmetric key cryptographic algorithms, and for securing your emails by making use of either PGP or the S-MIME, we make use of this asymmetric key cryptographic algorithms. So I think there is one session on this asymmetric key cryptographic algorithms also in this FDP, where they'll be focusing mostly on this public key cryptographic algorithms. Now, when we make a comparison between the symmetric and asymmetric key cryptographic algorithms, so the key that is being used in case of a symmetric key cryptographic algorithm is only one key, wherein you make use of the same key for both encryption as well as the decryption. And in case of asymmetric key cryptography, we are making use of two keys. So one is a public key and the other one is a private key. So when one is encrypted, when the data is encrypted with one key, it has to be decrypted with the corresponding pair of key. And the speed, as we said, symmetric cryptographic algorithms, the operations that are involved are very simple operations which are being performed on the bits over here when you go for symmetric cryptographic algorithms, and hence it is very much faster when compared to that of the asymmetric cryptographic algorithms, which may involve some sort of exponential operations, that is time consuming operations are being involved, computational sensitive operations are being involved in asymmetric cryptographic algorithms, and hence they are slower when compared to that of the symmetric cryptographic algorithms. The security of the symmetric cryptographic algorithm relies on the key that you are going to make use of, and hence this key has to be securely distributed between the two communicating parties. And when you go for asymmetric cryptographic algorithms, it is more secure. Why? Because the public key can be known to anyone, but once you perform an encryption making use of this public key, it can be decrypted only with the corresponding private key, and that is kept very secret, very securely by a particular user user, and hence it is more secure when compared to that of the symmetric key cryptographic algorithms. And the applications of this is like for bulk data encryption, generally we go with symmetric cryptographic algorithms, and especially for the key exchange and the authentication, we go with asymmetric key cryptographic algorithms. The other cryptographic technique that we have seen is a hash function, where this is a mathematical function which converts any size input that you are going to give, that any size message or the data that you are going to give will be converted into a fixed size hash value, which we call it as a message digest. So the characteristic here, as we said, it is a one-way function, that is given the input, you will be getting the output. But once you are given with the output, you will not be able to determine what is the actual message that you are going to, that we have given for this. So this particular hash functions, it ensures the data integrity. And examples for this is, as we said, RIPE-MD, MD5, SHA algorithm, etc. are the examples for this hash functions. The applications of these hash functions are like when you are storing the passwords in the system, we are not going to store them as it is, the password table will be in, it will not be storing the passwords in the password table. Rather, we have a verifier table in which we are going to hash these passwords and then store the hashed values in the passwords as a hashed values and the verifier tables against the users. That is, instead of storing the passwords, regular passwords, we are going to store the hashed values of the passwords in a verifier table. So that is where we can make use of these hash functions. And for ensuring the integrity of the data, we make use of this hash functions. The blockchain technology, which is the latest disruptive technology, it makes use of these hash functions so that it can link one block to other block, and thereby it can ensure blockchain. So those are the applications of these hash functions. So when we make use of these, we said that we can make use of the symmetric key and key cryptography or the asymmetric key cryptography for ensuring the confidentiality of the message. Cryptography for encrypting the data. So where the session key has to be established, where the key has to be established between the two communicating parties, and that the encryption will be done by making use of this key. Here, the key that is to be used should last only for a particular session, and hence for every session that you are going to have between two communicating parties, you are going to have a new session key being established. Why? Because if at all we make use of the same key for a number of sessions, there may be a chance that cryptanalysis may happen. Why? Because the the attacker may have large amount of ciphertext at his disposal, so that he can perform lot of attacks on the large amount of text, and the cryptanalysis may become easy for him to perform on large ciphertext. And hence, in order to restrict the size of the ciphertext, you are going to make use of a session key which lasts only for that particular session, and for the next session that has to happen between the two making use of the symmetric key. When you want to go for asymmetric key cryptography for ensuring the confidentiality of the data will be encrypted with the public key of the receiver. Thereby, it can be decrypted with the corresponding private key of the receiver, and that the data can be decrypted only by the receiver. It has to be decrypted with its private key, and hence it can be known only by that particular user, so that you can encrypt, you can provide confidentiality to the data here. And when we want to ensure the integrity of the data, we said we can make use of the hash functions for ensuring the integrity of the data, where the message you're going to perform, you're going to hash the message, thereby you will be getting the digest. This digest along with the message is being transmitted to the other end, and at the receiving end we are going to calculate the digest on the received message. So the hash of the hash is being performed on the received message, and check whether the calculated hash on the received message is same as the digest that we have received along with the message. If they are same, then we can ensure the integrity of the data. Why? Because if at all the message is being modified during the transit, it will not result in the same hash value. So there will be a mismatch on the received hash, and that the hash that we have received along with the message, and hence you can ensure the integrity of the message. So if at all this particular message digest is encrypted with the private key of the sender, it is generating a digital signature on the message that you are going to transmit. Thereby we can ensure not only the integrity of the message, you can ensure the authentication and the non-repudiation also can be ensured on this message. So we are going to make use of this digital signature, where we can ensure both the integrity as well as the authentication by making use of the hash functions and the asymmetric key cryptographic algorithm here. So the hash value which you are going to generate on the message is being encrypted with the private key of the sender. That is what we are saying, that you are going to generate a signature on the message that you are going to transmit. So the message along with the digital signature is being transmitted to the other end. So at the receiving end, in order to verify the signature, the message that we have received, you are going to hash that, you are going to get the digest of the message that you have transmitted. So this message digest, you are going to ensure whether it is same as the decrypted message digest or not. So we have received a signature here, which is the encryption of the digest with the private key of the sender. So now you're going to decrypt this message digest, encrypted digest or the signature with the public key of the sender. Thereby you will be getting the message digest. Now you check whether this particular decrypted digest is same as that of the calculated digest over the received message or not. If these two are same, then we are going to accept it as if it has come from an authorized user. Here the identity of the user is being ensured, as this message is being encrypted by the private key of the sender, which only the sender can do, and is being verified by the public key of the corresponding sender, and hence it is ensuring the in ensuring the authentication of this message, and also you are ensuring the integrity of the message if at all the message decrypted message digest is matching with that of the calculated message digest over the received message. This is how you can ensure both the integrity as well as the authentication over the over the making use of this digital signature. And this is how you can ensure the non-repudiation by making use of a trusted third party. Here the sender not only ensures the authentication and also the integrity, but by involving a trusted third party, if at all any dispute arises in the future, that can be resolved by making use of this trusted third party. And in order to ensure this non-repudiation, saying that this particular message has originated from this particular source, or this is the action that is being done by a particular entity, in order to ensure that we can have a trusted third party being involved, where it this is the scheme which ensures this non-repudiation here. So here you can see that the message which is to be transmitted to the receiver now is being encrypted, is hashed, and the hash is encrypted, making use of hash maybe, or it can be the message itself that can be encrypted by making use of the private key of the sender, and that is being sent to the trusted third party here. So here either you can encrypt the entire message, or it can be the digest of the message that is being encrypted by making use of the sender's private key. That is, the message along with the signature of that particular sender is being transmitted to the trusted third party rather than to the destination. You are going to send it to the trusted third party. Now the trusted third party verifies the signature of the sender by decrypting this particular digest with the public key of the sender, and thereby he calculates the digest on the received message and he checks whether these two are same. Once he feels that they are intact, then he can come to the conclusion that this particular message has originated from this particular sender, and it is this particular sender who has signed this particular message. And one after verifying, and he is ensured that the message has originated from the sender, he now signs this particular message as if this particular message has originated from the sender, from this particular sender Alice, and that this message is intended for this particular receiver Bob. So that will be endorsed by this particular the trusted third party, and now he signs this particular message and sends the message along with the signature to the trusted, to the end user, to the receiver. Now the receiver verifies the signature of the trusted third party by decrypting this signature, digital signature that is being done by the trusted third party, and then also it verifies whether it is intact with this particular message or not, or is there any compromise on the integrity of this particular message by calculating the hash of this particular message and verifying it with the decrypted hash. If these two are same, then it ensures the integrity, and also it ensures that this particular message has originated from the sender, as this particular message is endorsed by the trusted third party as if it is originating from that particular sender. So, and that the receiver now has ensured the integrity of the message, and the origin of this particular message is from the so and so sender. If at all any dispute arises in the future, or if Alice says that I have not sent any message to Bob in the future, then this particular receiver may go to the trusted third party with this particular signature on the message to prove that it has received a message from the sender in the future. That is, denial of this data transmission cannot be done by the sender at any cost because of this particular scheme that is being adapted. So you're going to ensure non-repudiation by the sender over here by making use of this trusted center. Yes, ma'am? Any? Is my time done?
Yes, ma'am.
So I have got a lot of information to be shared, but so maybe I may have to stop over here. So maybe when we look at the cryptography in the security architecture, we can make use of this cryptography in the network security, where we can establish a virtual private network by making use of the encryption algorithms, maybe the SSL or the IPsec is being used for ensuring the virtual private network, or it can be the encryption can be used for encryption algorithms can be used for encrypting the sensitive data within the databases, that is database security is being ensured, or it can be the disk encryption. The entire data on the disk can be encrypted by making use of some techniques like the BitLocker can be a tool that can be used for encrypting the entire disk contents. Or in the cloud, we can make use of some cryptographic algorithms for ensuring the confidentiality of the data on the data that is being stored on the cloud, or you can even ensure the integrity of the data on the cloud. So there are various encryption algorithms that are prevailing, wherein we can secure the information, either it is being stored on a system or is it in the cloud, that is data in rest. And also we have mechanisms for securing your data during the transmission also. So I just wanted to share some of the case studies also with you, where we make use of this cryptographic algorithms. But because of the time, I'll not be able to share all my views over here. And if time permits, and if another session may be given for me, I'll try to cover all this. And for now, I'm just closing this particular session. If you have any queries, I'm ready to answer.
Excellent explanation, ma'am. Just refreshing us. This session made a basic to attending further classes, further sessions in this FDP. Excellent, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, any queries?
Any queries?
Participants, if you have any queries. Okay. Shobha Bindu ma'am, thank you ma'am for your profound knowledge and enabling us penetrating on cybersecurity issues, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, on your real-time examples, cybersecurity protecting elements, and reading attacker minds. And the key points I have noted, ma'am, few of the key points. Say important issues on cybersecurity, legal issues, and regulatory compliance, and a few issues on cybersecurity. So, how the people, process, and technology is included in it. And really, I wonder how these real-time instances are. They are under threat. Real-time data is under threat, and how the framework of cybersecurity has to get improved on the elements, and what is the necessity on cryptography. So many elements, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, we shall have a group
So,
photo, ma'am.
okay, ma'am. Like
Ma'am,
I have shared my mail ID. Some of the participants are asking my mail ID.
ma'am,
For any doubts, I have shared it in the inbox. You can just in the chat box. I have shared it. You can mail to me for any queries, and I'll definitely share this PPT. And I just want to add one thing over here. So while I'm preparing this PPTs, I made use of ChatGPT for preparing the PPTs, where it has excellently given me an overview of how you need to proceed. And later on, I have added the things to this. So you can make use of the latest technologies for anything in this world. So this is the best example which I can tell you how we can make use of AI.
yeah, ma'am.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for providing these fundamental concepts to proceed for further sessions to the participants. So I'm very thankful to you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, shall we take one group photo, ma'am?
Yeah, sure, ma.
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Request the participants to turn on your videos. We take one photo. Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you all for
Thank
giving
you
me
all
this
for giving me
opportunity.
this
Thank you.
opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for spending your time with us
Thank you.
within a short period of time. On behalf of SRIT, always we are thankful to you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you all.
Thank you all.
Hope the sessions will go on as per the schedule, and also hope all the sessions will be useful for all the participants. So, thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
madam.
you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam.
Sir, good evening, sir. Ashadi Srinivasan, sir.
Madam. Yeah, good evening, madam. My voice is audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is audible, sir.
My screen is
Welcome to
also.
the FDP, sir. Yes, sir. It is visible, sir.
Okay.
Kamakshi, madam. Kamakshi, madam. Kamakshi, madam. I request Kamakshi, madam.
Mani, connection below one. Ma'am, am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Audible, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is Kamakshi, Assistant Professor of CST. Good evening, Dr. Asadi Srinivasalu, sir, organizers, colleagues, and my dear participants. It is a privilege to have you all here for today's FTP. We are extremely fortunate to have Dr. Asadi Srinivasalu, sir, with us today. He is an expert in cybersecurity and brings with years of experience and valuable insights into cybersecurity essentials and digital forensics also. It gives immense pleasure to read out of brief profile of Dr. Asadi Srinivasalu sir.
Yeah, your
Dr.
voice is
Asadi
not audible. Yeah. Now
Dr.
it is.
Asadi Srinivasalu sir has received MTech in Intelligent Systems from IIT Allahabad, Uttar Pradesh, India in 2004. He earned his PhD in data science from JNTU Anantapur, India under the supervision of Professor C.H. D.V. Subbarao sir. Currently, Dr. Srinivasalu sir is a visiting professor of CRC Care, the University of Newcastle, Australia. Previously, Sir worked as head of the research and open labs in information technology at Blue Crest University, Monrovia, Liberia, and he has been working as a subject matter expert at Deloitte, Delhi from 2020 to 23. He has 22 years of teaching and industrial experience and served as the head of the Department of Information Technology at SV College of Engineering, Tirupati from 2007 to 2009. He also holds several professional certifications, including 7 IBM professional certifications such as RAD, Lotus Domino, and WID, and 2 Microsoft certifications, 3 edX certifications, and many more. His areas of interest includes data science, big data analytics, data mining, artificial intelligence, robotic process automation, and maximum of advanced technologies. He is a professional member of several organizations including IEEE, Scopus, Web of Science, CSI, ACM, ISTE, etc. He serves on the editorial boards and reviewer of several reputed high-indexed journals. He has guided 3 PhD students and 5 students who are pursuing their PhDs, as well as 14 MTech and 62 BTech students. He has published over 196 papers out of 106 journals and 90 conferences, 24 of which are in SCI and 40 in Scopus and Web of Science, with the remaining are UGC listed. He is a 2 accomplished author with 8 published textbooks, including data science, machine learning techniques, etc. Additionally, he has obtained 4 patents also. Dr. Asadi Srinivasan sir has received 2 DST seminar grants also. Dr. Hasadi Srinivasan sir has received several awards throughout his career, including Bharat Vidya Ratan and many more. On behalf of SRIT management and all the participants, I extend warm welcome to Dr. Asadi Srinivasan sir and express our sincere gratitude for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us. So without further ado, I request Dr. Asadi Srinivasan sir to kindly begin the session. We are eager to learn from your knowledge and expertise, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for introduction. Thanks to Shobha Bindu madam. She explained all the basics and insights and the latest knowledge in the cyber security. Also, she touched every part in the cyber security fundamentals and essentials. Today, I am going to demonstrate practical sessions on cybersecurity data by using machine and deep learning techniques. So, before going to my session, so cybersecurity is a way of protecting our computers, servers, data center from the malicious attackers, cyber criminals, and intruders. So that is called cyber security. So today I am going to explain various concepts of machine and deep learning techniques, how we are going to use on cyber security data sets. So my background already she explained. So this is my research interest. Data science, artificial intelligence, machine and deep learning, cyber security, health data analytics. Currently, I am doing on last 1.5 year on environmental related problems we are solving. We have very good projects in University of Newcastle in the Department of CRC Care. We are solving problems like groundwater, PFAS contaminants, data analytics by using machine and deep learning techniques, soil data analytics, and PFAS or contaminants by using machine and deep learning techniques. So these are my publications. If you type my name in YouTube on cybersecurity, nearly 55 videos I have given corporate training on cybersecurity practicals, 45 days. 45 videos are I kept in my YouTube channel. You just type my name, Dr. Asadi Srinivaslu, you will get n number of videos so that you will get the complete knowledge on cybersecurity and allied subjects. And I'm a corporate trainer last 4.5 years. When Corona started. By that time onwards, I have make use of this latest technologies, and I'm giving corporate training on data science applications using AI, ML, and DL techniques. And the same way, right now for US students, I'm giving corporate training on generative AI. These are the 13 subjects, and followed by the real-time case studies applications I'm developing. So, okay, that is my background. Now, today's session is cybersecurity essentials on cybersecurity data. How do we can predict and detect threats, vulnerabilities, malicious attacks, cyber attacks, ransomware, various attacks by using latest technologies like machine and deep learning techniques. So that is my part of my session. Before going to my practical session, within 60 seconds, how many users are connected to the internet world? Can you imagine? My dear participants, can you imagine? See here, 2.4 Google searches happening within 60 seconds. 6,94,000 video hours viewed within 60 seconds. 3,47,222 tweets. Same way, 10.4 million Instagram, and fake accounts removed within 60 seconds. Can you imagine? 11,035. This is one snapshot within 60 seconds. That means the data is increasing enormously, and users also sharing their information huge from one end to another end. Wherever data is there, there is a security problem. How do we can protect our data from system, servers, and data center? See here, if you want to see the statistics of this cyber security data or number of users connected to the entire the world through internet, through system, through mobiles, can you imagine? See, if you type this URL, can you see the population? Out of this population, 50% of people are using mobile, laptop, any other electronic gadgets. So if you click this URL, it is redirecting to my screen. Is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
Yes.
now see the current world population, how many users are, see today's statistics. So likewise, how many users are increasing day by day by using this internet world. What is internet? Network of networks. What is network? Interconnection between the computers in the fashion of local area network, wide area network, and metropolitan area network. Can you see the statistics of the users are utilizing internet right now? Everybody using internet. Wherever data internet is there, there is a security problem. So how do we collect the data, and how do we can protect our systems, our sensitive data from the malicious attackers? Okay, so my screen is visible, madam? I don't think so. Yeah, now my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
So that
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
data is there. There is a security problem. There is a cyber attacks. Same way, internetlivestats.com. If you click this URL, you will get number of internet users in the world, total number of websites opened, email sent today, Google searches today. So if you click this URL, it is redirecting to number of users are utilizing internet and joined with the help of mobile or any electronic gadgets. So internet is developed by Bold, Bernard, Newman. These are the three scientists has been developed this one, and everybody utilizing. And wherever internet is there, there is a security issue. Wherever data is there, there is a cyber attack, cyber issue. So how do we can prediction and detection by using machine and deep learning techniques? So this is about, so same thing I have incorporated in the PowerPoint presentation, internetlivestats.com. So number of users are increasing automatically. Data center also increases. All corporates are establishing their own data centers. Data center is nothing but collection of high integrated servers at one place. Each company having their own data center. So how they are protecting our data in their machines without any misuse of data. So there are 13 topics in cyber security syllabus, but because of time, just I'll brief out and we will move to practical session. So you need to know the essentials. My topic is cyber security essentials. You need to know there are 13 topics you must to know if you want to become as a cyber security engineer, cyber security data analyst, data scientist. So introduction to cyber security. In order to implement cyber attacks, cyber criminal activities, forensic activities, and ethical hacking, all kinds of applications, we are using Python programming. And parallelly, you can use Java programming also, but I am choosing Python because of a rich number of libraries are presented in Python programming, so that we can write very easy code for implementation of very big programs. So you need to have essentials: computer networks, cloud computing. So cloud computing is a internet-based technology. Without internet, there is no service kind of applications. Cloud computing is a 543 formula, 5 characteristics, 4 infrastructure models, and 3 services. So computer networks, everybody knows. We are using PDN, TSPA, 7 layers you must remember. Information security and network security, cryptography, application security, cyber loss and security auditing, cyber forensics, mobile security, ethical hacking. So in order to implement those attacks and prediction and detection, any kind of criminal activities, forensic activities, ethical activities, we are using artificial intelligence, machine and deep learning techniques, and followed by the real-time applications and a list of projects. So far, with my BTech and Master of Technology students, we have implemented projects. So how do we measure the data? If you press capital A in the system, system cannot understand capital A because it internally converts into ASCII format. ASCII stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. So for every bit is a measure. Computer understands only binary language, that is ones and zeros. 4 bits equal to 1 nibble. 8 bits is equal to 1 byte. 4 bytes is equal to 1 word. 4 words equal to 1024 bytes. Why I am explaining? Because every day we are sharing 1 GB, 2 GB data. So after 1 GB, 2 GB data, is there any terminology or measurement of the data is there? Yes. 1024 bytes equal to 1 kilobyte. 1024 kilobytes is equal to 1 megabyte. 1024 megabytes is 1 gigabyte. 1024 gigabytes is 1 terabyte. After terabytes, we have petabytes, hexabytes, octabytes, zettabytes, yottabytes, and 1024 YB is equal to 1 byte. 1024 brontobyte is equal to 1 geobyte. If you might have seen the movie Robo, hi, my memory, my speed is 1 terabytes and memory is 1 zettabyte. So before that Robo movie, maximum people doesn't know the terminology. Yes, there is a measurement is there, zettabytes. So yesterday night also I searched in the Google. There are two more terminologies presented. That is 1024 yottabyte is equal to 1 brontobyte. 1024 brontobyte is equal to 1 geobyte. If you ask me after that, there is no measurement right now. 1024 geobyte is infinity. Same thing we are incorporating in a normal and big data range. Everybody knows. Just reminding, kilobyte is 10 power 3, megabyte is 10 power 6, gigabyte is 10 power 9, terabyte is 10 power 12, petabyte is 10 power 15, hexabyte is 10 power 18, zettabyte is 10 power 21, yottabyte is 10 power 24, and brontobyte is 10 power 27, geobyte is 10 power 30. This is the way we are measuring the data in system, server, and data center. So this is the syllabus of introduction to cyber security. Because of time, I'm moving. So in order to implement all sort of attacks, prediction, detection, classification, clustering, outlier detection, I'm using Python programming, and yeah, up to 1 to 11 is a core Python programming. Sir, I want to do research oriented applications, real time case studies and applications. Go for advanced Python programming. There we are using NumPy, numerical Python, SciPy, scientific Python, Pandas for data visualization, data manipulation, data kinds of applications. Scikit-learn, scientific sklearn, we usually call it as for solving the machine learning problems. Matplotlib for visualizations in order to generate different kinds of graphs. Natural language toolkit NLTK in order to solve speech related any kind of voice and video applications, and one language to another language for translation we are using NLTK. And in order to solve big data, AI, and data science applications, we are using TensorFlow and Keras. In order to solve big data, data mining, and data science applications, we are using Keras library, and PyTorch for machine learning and vision processing application, audio, video, text kinds of applications. This is the advanced Python programming we are using. So these are the powerful libraries. Every day I'm using these many libraries, and irrespective of computer science, anyone can learn Python. Even if you are a mathematics student, if you know from 6th to 10th mathematics is enough to understand Python essentials, Python concepts very easily. You can write easy code. Then these are the top 10 libraries I'm using for even for cyber security, especially. I'm using these libraries. I'm using for cyber security and data science for any artificial intelligence. Then computer networks, everybody knows PDN, TSPA, 7 layers: physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, application layer. So no need of explanation. Then cloud computing. So it is a 543 formula. We have 5 characteristics. Short form is OBR square M. On-demand computing, broad network access, resource pooling, rapid elasticity. M stands for measured service. P square HC. There are 4 types of clouds: public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, community cloud. SPI stands for software as a service cloud, platform as a service cloud, infrastructure as a service cloud. Then information security. This is the syllabus of network security. We are using SIEM, security information and event management. Cryptography. We are using a famous algorithms. Madam explained already fundamentals and standard and very important algorithms. Being a cyber security analyst or being a cyber security engineer, you must know the algorithms like DES, data encryption standard algorithm, AES, advanced encryption standard algorithm, and RSA algorithm, reversed Shamir and Edelman algorithm, and there are advanced cryptographic algorithms we are using in this cryptography, and application security, and followed by the cyber laws and security auditing. And these are the essential cyber forensics. Everybody
Sir,
must.
excuse me.
Yeah, tell me.
Your screen is not visible, sir.
Oh, sorry. What happened?
Sir, it is visible, sir.
It is visible for us.
Okay, I will check. I am not getting.
Oh, sorry. Please tell me, sir. Now it is visible, madam?
Yes, sir, it is already visible, sir. Sir is having some network issue. You continue, sir.
Now it is visible.
Yes, sir, it is visible, sir.
Yeah. So, see, my topic is today cyber security essentials. That's why I'm showing what are the essential concepts of cyber security if you want to become as a cyber security engineer. So you need to know the module 9 in cyber laws and security auditing. Then module 10 cyber forensics. This is the complete syllabus. I'm going to share with the coordinator this syllabus, and for every topic there is a practical session I kept. Then mobile security. There are popular operating systems like iOS, Android, now leading in the market through mobiles. So how they are using this security part in that iOS operating system and Android operating system, etc. Then ethical hacking. These are the concepts you must know it. Then these are the 12 concepts essentials for implementation of cybersecurity real-time applications. And these are the few case studies, real-time applications I have implemented with my masters and PhD students. Geolocation extraction and network port scanning, better script development, application monitoring, packet sniffing, cybersecurity data analytics. Then these are the projects in the laboratory we have implemented. 12 projects, few more projects, very interesting projects with PG students. And these projects are for undergraduate students, like write a Python code to crack the password, write a Python code for password breaking, and with a number of iterations. Likewise, few applications I'm going to demonstrate with the practicals. So cybersecurity, today is the first day. Where it starts and where it ends, everybody must know it. So it starts with the computer or mobile, and linking of computers and servers is called networking. Maybe local area network, wide area network, and metropolitan area network. So operating system is a software which interaction between user and the hardware. In mobile field, we can see the rapid growth in Android and iOS operating systems. In programming and software, then in a hardware server, the difference between computer and server, the configuration shows the differences. Data center is nothing but collection of high integrated servers at one place is called data center. And in computer networks, you must know 7 layers of OSI, that is called PDN TSP, short form. Then cloud computing, I have explained already. It is an internet-based technology. 543 formula, 5 characteristics, 4 infrastructure models, and 3 services. Then mobile security, it is the protection of smartphones nowadays. Then cyber security, today we are discussing about the essential part of cyber security. It protects. Cyber security is a way of protecting our computers, servers, data center from the malicious attackers, cyber criminal attackers, and criminal activities. From the intruders, we are protecting our data. That is called cyber security. And see, what is the technical name of this image? Can anyone give me the answer in chat box? So I have incorporated all the terminology, jargon of cyber security. So this image is called, can anyone guess? Okay. So this is called cyber security word cloud. This is one way of publicizing about cyber security, like pamphlets, banners, digital dashboards. Same way, one more way of publicizing about cyber security. This is called word cloud. So now our actual topic today, cyber security essentials using machine and deep learning techniques. So here I am covering topics, the introduction part 5, then practicals, the applications I am going to illustrate. Part 1, intrusion detection system using machine learning techniques. Part 2, phishing website detection using deep learning techniques. Part 3, malware classification with the deep learning applications. Then what are the tools and libraries of today's session I have used, and what are the case studies and applications, and followed by the questions and answer and a wrap up the session. So coming to introduction, overview of machine learning and deep learning in cyber security. So cyber security is a way of protecting our data from systems, servers, data center, and by using machine and deep learning, we are performing classification, clustering, association rule mining, outlier detection. Madam, unmute them, madam. I mean, mute them, madam. Somebody is noise. They are making noise.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You are admin. Make
You're not audible, sir.
Sir, voice is not audible, sir. Sir, you are in mute, sir.
yeah. Hello, madam. My voice is audible.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
My
Yes, sir.
screen is visible.
Yes, sir. No issues.
Yeah. So, machine learning, unsupervised learning means there is no label, there is no target class, and based on the similarity measure, we are solving the problems by using Euclidean distance, like square root of x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. We are solving and making the objects having similar behavior in the nature. That is called clustering. That is called unsupervised learning. And reinforcement learning, based on the punishment and reward, we are solving the problems, especially in gaming applications. Then deep learning, we are using CNN, RNN, LSTM, TensorFlow, Keras, PyTorch, sklearn, etc. These are the common applications we are using. Intrusion detection system, malware detection and analysis, phishing detection, ransomware and anomaly detection. How do we apply machine and deep learning techniques? Then the first practical session application, intrusion detection system using machine learning, and data set I'm using NSL KDD, that stands for New Streamlined and Knowledge Discovery Data Set, or similar network traffic data sets we can download from free websites like UCI repository, Kaggle repository, and a GitHub repository. Then topics like feature selection and pre-processing we are performing in the intrusion detection system. Training and evaluating random forest classifier is one of the best algorithm on data set of any new streamlined knowledge discovery data or network traffic data. We are using random forest algorithm. Then we are visualizing results like pie chart, bar chart, and heat map, scatter plot, confusion matrix, feature importance, etc. Phishing website detection using deep learning techniques. Here we are using CNN and a few more libraries like PyTorch, sklearn. Those algorithms we are using in order to find out phishing website detection on the dataset by using, I mean, features of URLs. So these are the topics we are covering, like pre-processing URL data, building a neural network with TensorFlow, Keras, like convolutional neural networks, recurrent neural networks, long short-term memory, LSTM, etc. Then evaluating the model and plotting accuracy and loss graphs. Part 3, malware classification with deep learning techniques. Here, malware is a malicious code or anything error or any kind of attack. So those files converted to grayscale images, how we are classifying the data, clustering the data, and association rule between one image to another image, which image is attacked by the intruders, which image is normal image. Such classification, clustering we can perform. And we are using CNN and various techniques under this one. Then these are the libraries like Panda, Scikit-learn, TensorFlow, Keras, Matplotlib. And data visualization, we are using pie chart, bar chart, heat map, scatter plot, confusion matrices, feature importance, etc. And finally, case studies and applications we'll see. So in this machine learning and deep learning, why we are using? My dear participants, why machine and deep learning we are using in cyber security? Automatically, it can detect and classify the data, which data is malicious, which data is not malicious. In order to classify the data, in order to cluster the data, in order to find out the relationship between two data items and which data is outlier. So all kind of applications by using kind of automation kind of applications for prediction, detection of cyber threats by identifying patterns, anomalies, malware, and error, cyber threats, cyber attacks in data with a high precision. For that purpose, we are using machine and deep learning techniques, so popular nowadays. Then the common applications everybody knows, intrusion detection system. So we are using IDS use machine learning algorithms. There are three approaches we are using: supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning algorithm, for in order to classify the data, that network traffic as a normal or malicious, or if you want to improve the threat detection real time, we are using machine learning algorithms. Same way, malware detection and analysis we are using, like convolutional neural networks. We are analyzing malware signatures and behavioral patterns to classify and detect malware accurately by using CNN technique we are using. So same way, phishing detection, we are applying machine and deep learning models. Model is nothing but simplified version of the reality. Any kind of model, if you are developing classification model, clustering model, association rule mining model, outlier model, you are writing your own model for any kind of detection, prediction, and we are analyzing threats, URLs, email content, website features to identify phishing attempts, prevent credential theft, etc. So ransomware and anomaly detection also we can see today. I'm going to demonstrate, and we are using machine learning and deep learning algorithms to detect unusual activities such as unauthorized encryption of files or derivations from normal behavior. That is called outlier detection, to identify and mitigate ransomware attacks. Suddenly your system hang because of intruders, ransomware. Some is a 17-year-old boy from Russia, he is locking your system until unless you give money to him. Ransom means it's a currency in Russia. That's why that attack is called ransomware. It is a malware attack. See, this is the fundamental of cyber security, is the practice of protecting our computer, servers, data center, and any networking elements, electronic system, and data from malicious attacks. This cyber security consists of various technologies and the way we are protecting the data, and we are processing, controlling, designed to protect our systems, networks, programs, devices, and data from malicious attacks, from cyber criminal attacks. That is called cyber attacks. So this is 2024 statistics. 35% of security breaches are caused by human error, and the worldwide information security market will reach, see that one, and cyber crimes cost $2 million, I mean trillions. So every attack, every 39 seconds there is one attack is happening, like a ransomware attack happens every 14 seconds. Can you imagine? So this is the global cyber crime damage by 2024. So $16.4 billion per day, and $684.9 million per hour, and $11 million per minute, and per second. Can you imagine? $1,90,000. This is the damage happening per second. Then see, as a computer engineer or non-computer engineer, or if you know if you are using your mobile or computers or any electronic gadgets, you need to give your password must be one capital letter, one small letter, and followed by the special character and the numeric numbers. See, if you give like this, everybody can attack on your system. See, how many people given password? Their password is password. Can you imagine? So cyber attackers are attacking your system within 1 second, less than 1 second. How many users are kept? Their password is a password. Like see, 17 lakhs 14,646 people are kept. The password name is password. Then 12 lakhs 89,266 people, they kept their password is 12345. Is it see how you are misusing your system, laptop, like that? So cyber attackers and cyber criminal intruders will extract your password within 1 second. How many users are giving such a silly passwords? See, some people are giving ABC123, some people are giving India123. So if you give, see, one person, see, 2,70,228 people are giving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What is that? Is it password? See how simple they are thinking. In that simple manner, they are attacking your system, and they are stealing your sensitive data, maybe bank data, maybe personal data, etc. Don't give such kind of passwords. At least you try with the combination capital, small letter, special character, and numeric. At least you keep 4 letters with the 4 varieties of characters, so that nobody can break your password. So examples like we can see how we can protect our system, servers, and data centers by using firewalls. We are blocking unauthorized websites. Antivirus software we are using in order to protect viruses, swarms, Trojan horses, etc. We are using encryption, two-factor authentication, regular software updates, security awareness training, access control, incident response planning, data backup and recovery. These are the examples of how easily we can protect our systems. Madam already explained network security, application information, system, web and mobile security. So these are the three essential things already Madam explained: confidentiality, integrity and availability. No need of this one. And there are 6 branches of cyber security. You must know it, at least names of branches: network security, system security, application security, information security, web security and mobile security. And there are 7 layers in cyber security. So it starts with the human layer and perimeter security, network security, endpoint security, application security, data security. Okay. So why the reasons for cyber crimes and mechanisms we are using? Why cyber crimes are happening and what are the mechanisms we are using? See, reasons for committing cyber crimes: financial gain, and they want to steal the money, they want to steal accounts. So then curiosity purpose 12%, revenge 10%, personal benefit 7%, excitement 6%. So they are using mechanism social engineering like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, especially Facebook. Somebody's Facebook account is hacked because of this mechanisms they are using: social engineering, and they are using laptops, remote access, email, mobile device, etc. And the ABC of security, see how easily one word I will explain. So A stands for always log out after online transaction. Then B stands for be careful what you click. Then likewise, C, clear cookies and delete browsing history of end of each session in your system or server or data center. So D for do not carry your PIN number in wallets. Don't write your PIN number in any paper or any visiting card or anything in mobile. Don't write. Likewise, for every letter, there is a meaning of cyber security is there. Because of time, I am moving. Then this jargon, you must know it. Jargon is nothing but terminology of cyber security. You need to know antivirus. Everybody knows cyber security, firewall, ransomware, two-factor authentication, botnet means by using AI kind of related applications. If you open any website, right side there are botnets and AI agents are speaking with you, talking with you. So there are some malicious activities happening. Those are like botnets, denial of service, Internet of Things, software as a service, and water holing, and bring your own device, digital footprint, macro, social engineering, whaling, cloud, encryption, patching, spear phishing, whitelisting, cyber attack, end user device, phishing, Trojan, zero day. Why this terminology? You must know it. So this is called jargon of cyber security. There are types of cyber attacks like malware and phishing, SQL injection, DNS. Now I am going to execute this. What type of attack is happening in so and so data set? Whether it is backdoors, insider threat, drive-by download, and eavesdropping attack, zero-day exploit, form jacking, DNS spoofing, etc. So this is one application, malware, send anonymous mail. See, every day 60,000 free anonymous emails are sent from our servers, making us the world's largest and most trusted in anonymous email services. Every day you are getting one fake mail. Every day you are getting one spam mail. Every day you are getting one threatening mail. Like so, if you want to find out whether the mail is correct one or not, by using this send an anonymous email to .net. If you click, you can find out this whether it is malware or not. So this kind of don't fill up any kind of website. Fake websites are coming. Don't enter into your details, personal details, maybe sensitive data. Don't enter in that websites. So these are the tools I'm using in order to perform cyber security attacks, cyber criminal activities like Nmap I'm using. So Nmap for network mapping tool that helps identify vulnerabilities in networks and systems. Wireshark, it is a network protocol analyzer. We are using many protocols SSH and TSL, etc. So then Metasploit, Nessus, Note, various tools for each one having its own functionality, and for performing cyber security activities. And malware bytes, open WAS, firewall, VPN, password manager. These are the top 10 tools are available. Then these are the techniques in cyber security you need to implement in your system, server, and data center. Antivirus software every day you need to update. Firewalls, backup, password, multi-factor authentication, VPN, employee security training, etc. So these are the techniques. Yeah, these are the challenges right now in cyber security, like complexity and diversity of threats, because data is huge, security also too much. So there are security issues also too much. So if wherever data is there, there is a security problem. How do we protect data from system, server, and data centers? So that is a challenge. Integration of security measures, scalability, day by day data is increasing, and security measures we need to increase. Otherwise, our data may be steal, our data may be, we may lose our sensitive data, etc. Then usability, privacy concerns, standardization, encryption, artificial intelligence and machine learning, global cooperation. These are the challenges. And if you see, there are various types of attacks, challenges still. Already ransomware attacks solved in the market and industry, and few more challenges are there. Then future of cyber security. If you see the future of cyber security, we are incorporating all the latest techniques into the cyber security, and likely to shape the future by cyber security by integrating artificial intelligence, intelligent behavior in a machine. By using AI techniques, statistical techniques, we are solving the cyber security attacks. Machine learning, learning from the observational data by applying three approaches like supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. Cloud security. See, there are network security, cloud security, and host security. How we are protecting our data from the system, server, and data center. Then Internet of Things, blockchain technology, quantum computing, human-centric cyber security. These subjects are we are integrating with cyber security. So the future scope of cyber security, I just now I have explained: critical infrastructure security, cloud security, user security, network security, application system security. Internet of Things means collection of all real-time objects in a network. So in the network level also you can find a network attacks, network malicious code, and how do we can prevent, detect, and predict such kind of activities by integration of latest technologies. So these are the 14 best Python libraries I have used. I'm using like Pandas, NumPy, NLTK, Scikit-learn, Nmap, Twisted, Scapy, Beautiful Soap, Cryptography Library, Yara, and PyMetasploit, 3, Mechanize, Socket, Request. These are the 14 important libraries. You must know it. Very simple. How to install these libraries? Pip install library name. That's all. I'm going to show you. So these are the algorithms, are very famous algorithms in cyber security. RSA algorithm. It is widely used in public key cryptography algorithm. AES algorithm. It is a symmetric encryption algorithm. Madam already explained. SHA algorithm. It generates a unique fingerprint for data integrity verification. Diffie-Hellman algorithm for key exchange algorithm. Then DDoS mitigation algorithm and intrusion detection system, machine learning algorithm for security. Here, the algorithms we are using for detection, prediction, classification, clustering, outlier detection, etc. Then firewalls algorithms we are using, SNOT algorithm for finding the open source network intrusion detection system, SSL and TLS algorithms we are using. Now, these are the tools and libraries for today's topic. My dear participants, for today's topic, you must know these libraries I have used. Scikit-learn. For what purpose I am using Scikit-learn? For data pre-processing means eliminating noisy, inconsistent, dirty data to make use of refined data as input to the system. Feature selection and machine learning algorithms like random forest algorithm, support vector machine, etc. I'm using scikit-learn library. Pandas for data manipulation and analysis purpose. NumPy for numerical and computation operation. Then deep learning libraries like TensorFlow, I have explained already. It is used for deep learning, big data, and artificial intelligence applications by using CNN technique. Keras, it is also one of the popular deep learning library for application programming interface. We are using in order to find out big data, cyber security applications in a huge volume of data. We are using Keras. Then PyTorch for machine learning and deep learning framework with the dynamic computation graphs. Then visualization purpose, we are using Matplotlib to generate pie chart, bar chart, and graphs like accuracy, loss, curves, and confusion matrices. Seaborn, it is similar to Matplotlib for advanced data visualizations like heat map, scatter plot, etc. for correlation purpose especially. Plotly, we are using for interactive visualization to explore data and model performance. Then cyber security specific tools like Wireshark. Wireshark, it is used for capturing and analyzing network packets, useful for data set preparation. Then Bro and Geek, it is used for network monitoring and logging tool for generating IDS datasets, intrusion detection system. Then dataset tools like Kaggle. We can download datasets from free repositories. My dear participants, we have n number of free websites for downloading datasets like UCI, www.uci repository, Kaggle. From Kaggle, you can download NSL, KDD, and phishing dataset, etc. In OpenML, we can download datasets. And Kaggle, it is also one of the repository. You can download various tools. Then data pre-processing libraries, we are using a label encoder and standard scalar from scikit-learn. Then NLTK for spacing. Model visualization and evaluation, we are using SciPy, scikit-learn, Matrix, TensorBoard for model validation and evaluation purpose. Then deployment tools, we are using Flask and Django. Everybody knows if you are using Python, you can use it Flask and Django for deploying machine and deep learning models as web applications. Fast API, It is for deploying our cyber security application in the industry or any application. Docker for containerization purpose we are using for deploying cyber security applications. So now these are the 10 case studies. Because of time, I am moving. The first case study is intrusion detection system, that is IDS, then malware detection, and phishing. If you see the phishing application, Google Safe Browsing employ machine learning models to flag phishing websites. Then ransomware, behavioral based detection tools like Sophos Intercept X. Then botnet traffic detection, advanced persistent threat, APT detection, fraud detection in financial transactions, endpoint security with machine learning. These are the case studies. Threat intelligence and predictive analytics, spam email and malicious attachment detection. So now the first practical session, write a Python program, 10 applications. How much time is there so that I will execute one by one. Write a Python program that performs RSA encryption and decryption using cryptographic library. So we are using standard libraries from, we are deriving some direct RSA algorithm for our encryption purpose. For decryption purpose, we are using RSA algorithm to generate RSA key pair, encrypt a message, then decrypt the message, print the original message and the decrypted message. See this application now I am going to demonstrate. So go to, see, once you are installing Python, it takes 2 minutes only for installation. Madam, my screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Your screen is not visible, sir. It is like a black screen.
Yes.
No, ma'am. It is command. It is command prompt, ma'am.
It is command prompt. Yes. So if you are using Python, just which version you are using, this is the command, you can use it. Python 3.12.6. Okay. So now I'm quitting from IDLE to command prompt. So now see notepad space RSA algorithm. See, this is the algorithm. See, this is the program. Madam, my screen is visible. Write a Python program that demonstrates the concept. Yeah. So now first program I am executing here. Python space. You need to write RSA. So now see the public key. I have written the code. I have explained already here. So generate 2 random prime numbers. Then check if number is prime. Then compute the greatest common divisor of 2 numbers. Compute the modular multiplicative inverse of number. Generate the public and private keys. Then encrypt a message using the public key. Decrypt message. Generate the keys. Encrypt the message. So same thing. See here, public key, I got it. Private key, original message, hello world. Encrypted message and decrypted message. Okay. So that is the way we are using RSA algorithm. Next algorithm, write a Python program that demonstrate how to use the cryptography library to generate SHA hashes. So see here, directly you can use Python libraries. From cryptography, import hash, then create SHA-256 hash object, update the hash, finalize the hash, and print the hash. So SHA1. Now see the next algorithm, notepad space. Okay. So write a Python program that demonstrate how to use the cryptography library to generate SHA. So here, Python space, I'm executing. Madam, my screen is visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now it is generated 256 key generated. Same way. So next program, write a Python program. Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm is an asymmetric key algorithm. If you see that algorithm, prime number used for key exchange, primitive root of prime, private keys for both parties, public keys for both parties, shared secret key calculation, verifying that both parties have the same shared secret key. So now that program also I'm executing. Notepad space Diffie-Hellman problem. This is write a Python program for a Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm. Is an asymmetric key algorithm used for key exchange. It allows two parties to establish a shared secret. See now Python space Diffie-Hellman. See now I got it, shared secret key 16. Same way, so next write a Python program to perform encryption and decryption of given message using AES algorithm. So what I am doing by using a message called cyber forensics from cryptography directly, I am importing Fernet is a library. From that message, original message, encrypted message, again decrypted message. So I'm executing notepad space AES. So same thing, Python space. So like this, original image is cyber forensics, encrypted string, and decrypted string cyber forensics. So, okay. Now I'm moving to machine learning, deep learning algorithms. See now, write a Python program to perform cyber security data analytics using CNN technique. So I'm importing NumPy, Matplotlib, and so many libraries directly. Generate a synthetic data for demonstration purpose. Split the data into training and test. 70%, 75% training, 25% testing. Then reshape of data set for fit the CNN model. One hat encode the labels, create the CNN model, compile the model, train the model, and evaluate the model on the test, plot the training history, plot the test history. So if you run this program, we are getting very good accuracy labels. Then write a Python program to perform enhancing cybersecurity through machine and deep learning techniques in script development and implementation approach. Here we are loading the data set from MNIST standard data set, then reshape the data set and normalize, convert labels to categorize, define the model, add dense layers, compile the model, train the model, evaluate the model. Okay, so train the model, plot training accuracy, plot training loss values, etc. So for model accuracy, if you run the program, we are getting the accuracy, loss, and time complexity, etc. The same way, enhancing malware prediction and detection and image data sets using deep learning and a future fusion implementation approach. So here I'm using various models and various libraries like TensorFlow, Keras, etc. for generate synthetic data, image data set. 1,000 images I have taken. Define image feature extraction model, define feature fusion model, combine both models, compile the model, train the model, plot training history, plot training and validation accuracy, plot training and validation loss. We are getting the graphs. So, same way, one more program I am demonstrating. See here. Yeah. See, write a Python program is to implement an intrusion detection system. See, I have listed in my content topic this program. Now I am demonstrating. See here, all of you, intrusion detection system using random forest algorithm for classify network traffic as a normal or malicious, evaluate its accuracy and visualize the results using confusion matrix and future importance plot. I have declared pandas, numpy, sklearn, and for visualization purpose matplotlib. Okay, so now I'm going to demonstrate. See, notepad, I have created my own file, ATAL FDP. Okay, sorry, ATAL FDP. See, ATAL FDP first program. Write a Python program is to implement an intrusion detection system using random forest algorithm. It is a very popular algorithm for classifying network traffic as normal or malicious. Okay, evaluates its accuracy and visualize the results. What I am doing. So in step 1, simulate data set first. Then step 2, train test split. You can download the data set from Kaggle, or GitHub or any UCA repository. Step 3, train random forest classifier, evaluate the model, visualization, feature importance, etc. Now I am executing this program. Please see here, Python space ATAL FDP. See here. Now see, now I am executing this program. It is generating graphs. Yeah, see now my screen is visible, madam. Hello,
Yes,
madam.
sir. Yes, sir.
The confusion
Sir,
matrix,
very
I got it
interesting.
with accuracy 89%. I got it. My screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So my model accuracy got 89%, and confusion matrix, how many correctly classified malicious activities, normal activities. Like next graph is feature importance. Madam, this screen also visible? Feature
Yes, sir.
importance.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, in the x-axis feature index and y-axis importance score. Likewise, we can generate a number of applications. If you are interested, I am giving my details to you, and you can contact, and you can, if you want any papers related to cyber security also, I will help you, and you can note down my details. So same way, many applications we can run. See here, one more application. Write a Python program is to demonstrate the use of machine learning and deep learning techniques for cyber security applications, including intrusion detection, malware detection, phishing detection, and ransomware anomaly detection with appropriate visualizations for model performance and data insights. So here I can use directly random forest algorithm, pandas, numpy, matplotlib, tensorflow. So I'm using this classification. See, these are the graphs I'm generating. So next graph is write a Python program to implement a phishing website detection using deep learning and leveraging a data set with URL features to build and evaluate a neural network. The program includes pre-processing, model building, evaluation, visualization. Likewise, we can generate. And the last program for today's session, because of time, write a Python program for malware classification using deep learning, which involves pre-processing grayscale images of malware, binary files, building a convolutional neural network, that is CNN, and visualizing the training accuracy and confusion matrix. Here I am using NumPy, TensorFlow, and direct sequential model I'm using. I'm generating the graph model accuracy and confusion matrix. So with this one, I'm closing the session. Any doubts if you are having, please ask me.
Participants, do you have any queries? Please ask, Srinivasu sir.
Yes, madam.
Sir, very interesting topic, and it is very well represented, but we couldn't write down due to the short time. It is explained well, sir.
Yes,
Thank you,
yes.
sir.
Yeah. Thank you for your feedback. Any other questions and comments, my dear participants?
Sir, can you please share the PPTs if you don't mind, sir?
Yeah, sure, 100%. 114 participants are there. Just go to YouTube. You will find so many applications I have demonstrated. Please take your mobile, my dear participants.
Yes,
Just
sir. Yes,
type
sir.
in YouTube Dr. Asadi Srinivasulu. Please type, all of you. Please subscribe my channel. It is not for money, just for there are videos I kept in my channel. See, just Dr. Asadi Srinivasulu, type this one. Many applications I have demonstrated. Please subscribe my channel. 324 videos are there. 3,000 subscribers are there. And so many videos I kept on cyber security. If you click, you will see n number of videos I have kept here. So many topics on AI, machine learning, deep learning, cyber security, big data, cloud computing, and like natural language processing. So many videos are there. So, my dear participants, if you are having any doubt, please ask me and subscribe my channel, and you can have my details on my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
please
sir.
note down my number. Please note down my number and email ID +61 4346. Currently, I'm in Australia. That is my mobile number. Please note down, and email ID also there. If you want total 1242 slides I have created for this cyber security. I'll share with your coordinator. Madam will forward to all the participants. Any doubts?
Hello, sir.
Srinivasulu, sir.
Madam?
In comments, we got one doubt, sir.
Yeah.
Please tell how to start cloud security like that, sir.
Very good question. So, if you want to start cloud security, you need to have fundamentals on networking concepts first, and the computer protocols you need to learn. Then, how to write in Python, you need to directly that protocols you can use as a code available with that libraries, and you must be strong in networking concepts. Then in system level, first you know the networking concepts, then go to server level, you need to know the networking concepts, whether you are implementing local area network and wide area network, what kind of networking components you are using, then protocols you need to learn. Then you start using cloud security. There are three types of cloud securities are there. Whether you want to become a network security or host security or any data security. Three types of security issues are there in cloud. In cloud security, three types: data security, network security, and host level security. So be strong in networking, be strong in computer protocols, and be strong in Python security libraries are there. Then take use of that, and then you can start. You can do wonders in your system level, server level, and data center level. Very good question. Any
Thank
other?
you, sir.
Yeah. With this,
Any, if we have still any queries, please.
please
Hello, sir.
subscribe my channel, my dear friends. Take your mobile, go to YouTube. Please subscribe my channel. Only 15 members only subscribed so far.
Hello, sir.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah. Please, sir.
Sir, actually, I am doing my PhD in cyber physical system, security in cyber physical system.
Yeah. Very good concept, sir.
So I have selected a few data set.
Yeah.
I will mail the details. Can you guide me regarding?
Yeah. 100%. I'll help you.
Okay.
Don't you take my screenshot, and it is available in YouTube also available. And if you type my name in even Google, you will find my email ID and mobile
Mail
number.
ID. Okay, sir. Right, sir. I will share details tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Please
sir.
subscribe my channel.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Any
please do it.
queries?
Yeah, madam, you can.
Participants, please, if you have
Yeah.
any queries still, please. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Srinivasan sir, shall we conclude the session, sir?
Yes, madam. Your wish, madam.
Shashkala madam, shall I conclude the session?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. On behalf of all the participants and organizing team, I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Asadi Srinivasan sir for that insightful and enriching session. Your presentation on statistics on internet usage, measuring the data in computers, overview of machine learning and deep learning in cybersecurity, challenges and techniques in cybersecurity, libraries which useful for ML and DL, and more advanced concepts in cybersecurity was truly enlightening, sir. You
Thank
have
you.
provided us with a fresh perspective on different encryption algorithms, and your practical insights will undoubtedly make a significant difference in how we approach teaching and learning. We understand the value for your time, sir, and we are sincerely appreciate that you have taken out of your busy schedule to be here with us today. We hope this is just a beginning for a long lasting relationship with you, sir. Your insights have been invaluable, and we look forward to future opportunities to learn from you. Once again, thank you so much for your excellent session, sir, your expertise, and your willingness to share your knowledge with us. We are grateful and look forward to applying all that we have learned today. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Madam, please share that video, madam, if possible. Recorded session, please share, madam.
Okay.
Sure, sir.
Okay,
Sure.
sir.
We will share, sir.
Yeah, thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Srinivasan sir.
Okay, madam. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Okay.
participants.
Thank you, participants, your patience and active listening to throughout the session.
Madam, if you want any my session photo also, if you want, you can take, madam.
Yes.
Ready, we
So
taken.
participants, please switch on
Okay.
your videos.
Yeah. Every session you can prepare, every session you can prepare one report, na?
Sure,
So
sir.
it will
Sure.
be.
Srinivasan, sir, your screen is lagging, sir. Please.
Yeah. My screen is visible. Yes,
Not
madam.
clear, sir. It is lagging.
Oh. Still it is not coming, madam.
Yes, sir.
It's okay, madam.
Shashi, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes. Okay, sir.
Okay, madam.
Okay.
Bye, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Madam, is there any
participants.
feedback link or quiz?
Yes,
after
sir. We
each
shared in
session?
the chat box. You can fill that feedback, sir. And we also share the same feedback in the group. By the end of today, you can fill that feedback regarding the information you got from these sessions, sir.
Sir, feedback link is in chat box, sir, and also it will shared in group also, sir.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
Still, if you have any queries, you can ask me, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Utkala madam, shall we end the meeting?
Yes, ma'am. We end the session,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay.
Madam, stop the recording, madam.
Stopped.